White Walker-perpetuated offenses are considered especially heinous. In Westeros, 4 dedicated friends investigate and discuss these vicious episodes as members of an elite squad known as A Podcast Has No Name.
And this time with a little vigor, guys, just a touch.
Stage manager, here we go.
The first A.
Stage. Yes.
One name today. I'm DJ Aphrodisiac. Hit it.
Hey, I am DJ Ambush. Boom.
I am scared of our stage manager Morgan, but they call me Curly Castro.
I am stage manager Morgan, and everybody should be scared of me. And you are listening to A Podcast Has No Name.
A Podcast Has No Name.
I have a trivia question.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
I love trivia.
We're starting with that. Okay.
Yeah, that's how we started off today. I thought it would be fun.
Such an attitude with it, too. I thought you liked fun and games, Castro.
He's just fucking high is all.
Why I gotta be fucking high? Oh.
I don't know. Why do you?
The drug addict.
Yuck.
The drug addict.
But here's the thing. Are you high? Or are you high?
No. I mean, when is as all the years you know me, how many?
Right.
When's the last time you even see me high? Like 10 years ago? I don't really get high.
No.
Oh, and by that he means his tolerance is so high that he doesn't really get high anymore. He just has the maintenance buzz like my father.
It's lifestyle, bruh.
What does it even? I get even.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
I get even, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, it's just getting him to a point that he can talk in the morning.
You know what I'm saying? I got to get these chakras right now. I'm saying.
Okay. All right. I'm ready for the trivia.
Okay. Thank you. All right. How many steps are in the Citadel?
Oh, damn it.
Oh.
Damn it. She said it twice.
She said it. No, but I thought it was 146,000.
No, it was like 2. It was like 2. The first number was a 2, I thought. Damn it.
Morgan.
I thought it was like
Go on, Morgan.
I'm pretty sure I'm winning this one.
It's a 1.
18,000, like 781 or something like that.
Is that
Are we
right?
waiting for the answer? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, we're all waiting for the answer. Clearly they didn't watch.
She wasn't saying.
There are 15,782 steps.
Well, my dyslexia put all of those numbers in there, just in the wrong.
And if you remember, the last time we heard it, Samuel said that was the number shit because he was having a
yes, he did.
He was having a moment.
He had a
moment
and missed one of the greatest things to ever be uttered.
Wait,
we're not even there.
All right. Sorry.
There's an outline,
that was amazing. That was amazing.
I'm fucking sick.
I know. And I noticed you gave that to yourself, didn't you?
Did I? I think so.
Yeah.
What shut up. What
Yes.
Castro, you were tweeting, and you said something like, okay, new animation, I see you, something like that. And I didn't peep that.
So if you notice, there was minimal animation this morning. It was like only 3 places. Usually they go to like 4, 5, or 6 places. And then sometimes they'll have like the sun, the sun will go across and then they'll go to another part of the continent. But they pretty much stayed in the same area. And the new animation app was Eastwatch by the Sea. So it was pretty much the same. Like they came to the same angle as when John and them actually get there and they come up on the shore. So that was pretty cool. It was actual. The first time we saw one of the castles that's like built into the wall a little bit. It seems like it's right into the wall, not on either side per se. Well, excuse me, not on the south side or whatever. And it was just good to see something brand new. That's why you almost miss it because you haven't seen a lot of new stuff other than like Old Town and all that shit. And also it was important because we're not going to see Old Town no more. So, you got to replace it with something. So yeah, I thought that was, I'm always on the lookout for what is the new animation because it's always a nod to what's to come in the story.
Happening. So. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and it was dope. Like major super humongous props to your live tweeting, sir. I pulled it up and was scrolling through it while watching the episode. It was hilarious. It was
that's a good
funny.
idea. I didn't do that.
It really was. It really added a lot to it. It was fun.
I was trying to do what y'all told me, so I was also using it as my notes, which I'm kind of keeping mentally. And then also I didn't want to do too much, and then I didn't want to do too little. But also I started late because, so with HBO Go, when you go right at 9 o'clock or 9:01, it gets loading, yo. Like, even the information that they put on the episodes, like the little blurbs, that's not even ready yet. Sometimes it just says, like, episode 65 or some shit. And I'm just sitting there waiting and waiting. I was like, what the fuck? And it was just taking so long. So usually the oldest tech I have, and, you know, when we always mention tech, we always say, like, Apple, like this part. But the oldest tech I have is my Apple TV. So I just started.
Oldest or newest?
I have the oldest tech I have.
Yeah,
that's
he's
the
had that
oldest
forever.
Like,
he's had it forever.
I've had the Apple. It's the first version of Apple TV. It's not even it's not volume 2. So I had to run the show on my iPad, which is an iPad Pro product plug, and AirPlay it up onto my Apple TV. Another Apple product. Please send me a subscription or a sponsorship. I'm ready to go. I'll even take like an Apple arm, bionic arm, whatever we got to do. Okay. And so then I was able to watch the episode. And I know the whole thing of live tweeting was, you know, watching it in real time. But I was like, you know, people will catch up. If they're listening or if they're watching, they'll catch up. So and I think I was only off by 10 minutes when I was timing myself.
No.
So, yeah.
Yes, where you are with the idea that you're watching with everybody else, but live tweeting is your time. So as long as you're live tweeting in your time and you're not just like uploading notes later, that's really what it is, because everybody watches this show at different times. And that's the one thing we don't need to worry about spoilers. That is their responsibility. The onus on us is to say that we're live tweeting. The onus on us is to say we're going to be giving spoilers if you haven't watched it yet. And then their onus is to stay the fuck away from the internet if they haven't watched it yet.
Right, if they haven't watched it yet. And I was just hoping that because, again, it is an on-demand show. Like, a lot of people have HBO Go just for these shows, so they might not watch it directly at 9 o'clock, per se. So, yeah, but it was fun.
I totally understood your trepidation on that. I just wanted to make it clear that part, we were clear that it was a live tweet. So, anyway, we can move forward. But I really enjoyed it. I think you killed it, and we should be doing that for each episode.
I mean, it does affect your viewing, though, because I did have to kind of go back and watch.
Time.
Like, I wasn't pausing. I might want to use pause. That really doesn't take me out of a story. So I might want to pause it sometimes because I was typing and looking. And so, like, I had to watch some of the scenes twice. But anyway, let's move on.
All right, so we opened with Bron and Jamie coming out of the water. So I don't think any of us had any doubts whether they were going to survive it or not. I'm glad they swum downstream because that was smart.
I thought that part was cheap, though, the swimming downstream. But I'm not a stickler. Because, all right, they both have plot armor. I just want to say that. Like, both of them have plot armor. We thought Bron didn't have plot armor. We thought maybe he would be burned or whatever. But swimming away that far with the armor, I'm okay with it because I knew it was going to happen. But, you know, it did.
But it is unrealistic.
It
is unrealistic.
But, you know.
It's unrealistic to believe that Jamie was sinking literally to the bottom of whatever sea they were in, and that Bron got down there in his own armor, and then they swam like mermen all the way over as far away from the destruction as possible, and then come up and they're like, "Woo, I'm winded."
But also, I'm okay to suspend that. I'm okay to suspend that because I'm okay to suspend that because we watched the Bourne movies and he's falling into water unconscious, woken up with bullets flying by him.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not Bourne.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because to add to the list of unrealistic things is blood magic, dragons. Blood
magic is at the top of the list.
So I feel like
because
I think that this show proves to us that not only does blood magic actually exist, so do dragons. Let's move on.
Okay. All right. So, what I found extremely interesting about that scene was that we basically watched Jamie try to commit suicide, and he tried to play it off. He definitely tried to play that off.
Okay, that's a good point, Am. I thought about it, but I didn't. Yeah, that's a good point.
I thought about
that's what the Bron conversation was pulling out of it.
Exactly.
It's like, what were you doing? Like,
It was hit me right before Brian said it. I was like, that was a suicide run. Because Brian's like, you saw the dragon, right? So what was your game plan? I was going to end the war. For who? Like, you were ending your part of the war? Sure. Okay.
What war?
Yeah. The war in your mind, the emotional war. What are you talking about?
I do just want to point out, Am, that you actually didn't catch it right before then. You caught it the previous episode when he took the run.
Oh.
You said out loud, this is a suicide mission. He's trying to kill himself.
He's trying to kill himself. This guy's crazy.
He just said, "Fuck it, I'm out." I mean, you said that last episode, but anyway.
Or is that the Cersei motivation? Like he's all in.
Like,
we watch him on the fence with it, but when it comes down to like actual major moves, he goes all in when it comes to Cersei.
Right.
You know. So.
Right, and that was the idea.
Jamie at the end is like, all right, I'm about to go tell Cersei the news. He's like, nah, you might as well just jump back in the water, actually. So
you're better off back there.
You're better off with the dragon than facing that way. Yeah.
That may actually be the other side of the Cersei motivation. Right. He's just shook. Like, my life just needs to end right here, right now. They'll sing songs about me. I challenge the dragon. It'll be really good. It'll be really good.
Not only did I challenge the dragon, I did kill the Mad King, so I'm going to be a hero for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'll never be good enough for Cersei. So.
Well, you know he's not going to live that. But in all seriousness, y'all, he's not going to live up the Mad King assassination until he kills the Mad Queen. Until that comes full circle, you know, people still going to be, because people still are weird about him like that. And even though I don't understand all the evidence points in a whole other direction, but people still. He broke tradition and all of that shit, you know.
Yeah,
I mean we're the audience, so we're outside of the world. So I think sometimes we look at it with that type of jaded eye. But you know, because sometimes when I talk to Zilla about it, I have a hard time trying to get him to understand. Like, yo, nobody believes in White Walkers. Like, really, like nobody but Jon, Wildlings, and the Night Watch, who have all been abandoned in some way, shape, or form. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like the Night Watch are coming down to the neck and they're eating and they're talking. They don't interact with these people. So like to come in at people and like, all right, Dany is dealing with Cersei and Cersei's dealing with Dany and Jon is coming in the middle like, hold on. White Walkers, an army of the dead, you know. So you know, I just think sometimes we on the outside looking at it, sometimes we have to immerse ourselves and think, well, what do these people really believe in terms of looking at their reactions to shit.
I mean, it's a good ribbing for anyone when they come in contact with Jamie, because Jamie he's flipped with the script.
Yeah.
Like he's always coming at people. He got the slick line, so it's the easy comeback. Like, Kingslayer, Kingslayer. It doesn't matter that him slaying the king resolved and saved the entire city. That doesn't matter at all. It's just I can just be like, but you are Kingslayer, so and that's what everyone falls back on. So it's just you know. He's there. It doesn't matter what happens. He's never going to live that shit down at all.
I like that line he said to Bron. She has. I think I even tweeted that. She has 2 more of these. Like that was only one of them. She has 2 more of these things. If she uses them in proper manner in accordance, all 3 of them making these passing runs. Like he mentioned not to get ahead, but when he went to Cersei, I didn't notice.
We're going to stop because we're 20 minutes in and we haven't even gotten past the opening scene. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we do this every time. We did this last week.
You're going to get ahead.
We had this 30.
And then Cass will be like, I don't mean to jump ahead, but.
I'm going to jump ahead.
Right. So that's like the cue. All right. Reel it in.
All right. And close it up.
That was dope. That was extremely awesome to see the fear and realization just wash over Jamie. Like, oh no, it's a wrap, and we're outmatched. So I don't know what we're gonna do here. That was awesome for me. That was great. Afro, Tyrion and Dany.
So Tyrion and Dany. First of all, Tyrion is just like I know he never really fit in with the Lannisters because they were, like, more evil than him. But he got to get his shit together. He was just looking real sad, like, oh, man, people died, like, there were fires. Like, you know what you're dealing with,
you won't be lonely. You at the crossroads, you won't be alone. Yeah.
So I immediately wanted him to get it together. And then I will also say about this scene was that there were a bunch of really great, like, wide shots where you were able to see the entirety of Drogon and the people at the same time, which was really dope.
Mm-hmm.
So that was lit. Then, I mean, yeah, pretty much like bend the knee or nah, and I feel like that is like what she's going with. Like, unless you can give me a really good reason why you're not going to bend the knee, like Jon Snow. Jon Snow gave me a pretty good reason, but the rest of you niggas got to give me a really good reason why you're not about to, like, bend the knee for me or else. And so I feel like she really has to hold up that or else part, and she fucking did. It was very unrealistic to me that in a field of all those people, Drogon had that incredible aim to really just, like, fucking burn the two of them.
Just burn the two in their own little single piles.
Right, in their own little single piles. The fucking flames just went down to their little piles, and it was a little unrealistic. So I would say, like, overall, I mean, I think we'll probably do, like, recaps of how we all felt about the episode, but I would say that that's, again, one of those things that was like, I'm not really buying that. Like, at least 3 more people should have burned. Like, maybe an ankle, like something, you know?
An ankle, somebody got a 3rd degree on their cheek, something.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
I think it was the little puddles of fire that were left. It was like a Roadrunner episode, and they were like torched by the Acme, by the blowed up, the backfiring Acme dragon, burnt them instead. But I mean, but there was other little things there. Can I interject? Yeah. Did you see when Tyrion was walking across? Thank you. When he was walking across the battlefield, the past battlefield, and there was that one soldier holding a shield and crouching down, but it was burnt to a crisp. So it was just like, it didn't matter what you were doing with this damn shield, homie. And and 2 things: was Tarly being too stubborn? Because Tyrion had a point. Like, you just changed your allegiances, your historical allegiance to Olenna Tyrell. You just broke it like a day ago. So, like, what is this? But I think when he doubled down on, he doubled down on the racism again, the foreign invaders. Cersei lived her whole life. Like, when he was going on talk, that was his speech. So, like,
some nationalism right there.
Right. So it's like, I'm still gonna stick with the devil I know is better than the devil I don't. So, she's horrible and she's a tyrant, but she's lived here.
He also had options, too. Like, he could have served Dany from afar because Tyrion was like, yo, let's send him to the wall. Let's do this. Let's do that. And he was like, everybody's like, nope, we're just going to die today.
Well, I mean, I think that
I want to say he's a horrible person, too. Sorry. Yeah. No, go more. I got it. I'll wait.
I just think for Father Tarly, he's supposed to be this man of honor, but he's a shithead. And so what he really is a good commander. But other than that, he's a really terrible person. So that stubbornness is even worse than being stubborn. It's like this pig-headedness of like that nationalism. And I had this allegiance, now I got this allegiance. I was in a tight spot. I'm in a tight spot now, but I ain't never going to serve no foreigner. Like, that shit is dumb. And it was also like when Tyrion offered the wall, he was like, I ain't no fucking criminal. I ain't going there.
You're not my queen.
What are you talking about?
But remember,
and you're not my queen.
He is a horrible person.
You can't send me there.
Remember he talked about
I do remember.
He talked about Gilly? Sorry. Remember he talked about Gilly when he first met her?
Yeah. I mean, he was shitty to both Gilly and Sam. So
all that came back to me when I was thinking about it. How awful he is to people. He wants to flog. He wants to flog people in his army.
In his own army. but then add to that how he tried to save Dickon and was like, shut your fucking mouth. be quiet right now, just bend the fucking knee, you still have life to live, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
You raised your sons completely differently, and this one is trying to be the honorable man that you're supposed to be. So ain't no way he's going to do that. And that's your fault.
But he can't allow that. He can't allow that because he knows, Sam's the only one left. That's why he was saying he's just a dumb boy. He's not my heir.
Oh, I know.
I don't want to, that's a big motivation to him, is to not leave Sam as the last Tarly, which now Sam is. Just in the sense of the male Tarly, and his mother's still around.
Right, absolutely.
But,
So, for me,
go ahead.
Just, again, going back to Tyrion walking across what was remaining of the battlefield, I was just like, man, dude is in his feelings. I need you to tuck that real quick. Remember what side you're on. Chill out. And then the kind of the back and forth he was having with Dany in front of everybody, I was just like, I need you to chill.
Yo, what was up with
like,
that, yo?
You're bugging. Yeah, it was like, Tyrion, you're bugging right now. You can't fight her right now.
I thought he was trying too hard. I thought he was trying way too hard in that situation.
Yeah, and it seemed like he wasn't seeing the same face that we were seeing, because when the angle that they she was looking back at him, those faces she was making, I was like, this is not the time, bro. This is not now. So let's not do
can I say
now.
something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With all of that, Dany drew a red line. There was it was bend the knee or die. And there was no moment for her to have negotiation. And as her hand, he needed to be quiet in that moment, understand what was going on. This isn't the Mad Queen. This is what power looks like. And so, I mean, had he maybe been with her all that time, she wasn't killing people that didn't go with her before, but she was certainly leaving them to die. You know, like, well, if you ain't coming with me, you on your fucking own. But I get he just watched all that destruction, and I don't necessarily think that it was because they were Lannisters that he was sad. I think it's because it's war. And although he's a great strategist, he doesn't like war. You know, like he doesn't want to be involved, and he doesn't want to be there and see it all. So I think that was his biggest motivation of that sadness in the beginning. But then that saving them and please don't be this person and you don't have to do that, it was so out of place, and it seemed out of character for him because he usually does know how to finesse situations a whole lot better than that. So it was hard to watch. It was really hard to watch him sort of beg for their lives when he doesn't have allegiances to the Tarleys either. It's not like he's like trying to save specific people.
I feel like they're setting up these like rifts between people that are really close, like Arya and Jon, and Dany and Tyrion, and then Cersei and Jaime. So I feel like we're gonna see more of that play out. So it's maybe like
I think some
levels. But I completely agree with you, Morgan. It was like, dog, now is not the time. I did not say I'm going to take him prisoner, and then we could go talk about this later. You know, like I told him he about to die, and he needed to make
that wasn't an option.
But that's isn't that the overarching? This is the overarching theme of the end game. Like everybody has to come together for this other threat, and and it's not as easy as it seems. And you know that's just what everybody has to do to live. I'm not jumping ahead. It's just like logistically speaking, just looking at the map, whether the wall comes down or not, they're going to take Winterfell. That's the closest, but they're going to take Winterfell, so they're all going to have to come south. So they're all going to be around each other anyway. You get what I'm saying? Like, they have to come together at some point. They can't be like, all right, let's fight, and then, you know, meanwhile, the Army of the Dead is making its way down Westeros past the wall. So, I mean, the overarching theme is what Av is pointing out about these disruptions and this division that we don't have time for. Nobody has time for. But it's that's the
I think that some of that drama is just being created for filler. I don't think all of the drama is really true drama in this story. I think some of it's filler. But I also that just raised a question for me, and this is sort of off the outline, but it's a broad question. It's not jumping ahead. So the White Walkers are waiting for the long winter, right? Or the long night. That's what they've been waiting for to strike.
Oh yes.
Aren't they kind of the long night?
No, it's both. It's both. It's both. They've been waiting. Waiting for this time period to bring it winter. Yeah, to bring it south.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so that's my question. They will then, since there is no winter in the South right now. I mean, it's beautiful in King's Landing, right? So once they start a walk-in, does the winter and the snow just come with them?
Yes. Yes. That's exactly what happens.
Okay. Yes. The last time they showed this season when we watched their big march, the camera went in, and if you look like it looked like the air got sucked out, and then all these clouds went ahead of them. So it seems like it's not just winter or the seasons changing. They actually bring it with them in an even more harsh sense. We can always go back to Danny's vision of King's Landing destroyed, but snow everywhere. Like, that's important. You know what I mean? So
okay.
The last thing about Tyrion and Danny, again, like you said before, Morgan, it wasn't so much about, him trying to defend and weigh in for the Tarleys and the remaining Lannister troops. My whole thing was, your loyalty has already been questioned. Danny questioned your loyalty before y'all got here. Yeah. Again, keep that in mind and shut the fuck up. Like, it's just, I was just like, dude, she already, I'm like, but last episode, she checked you already. I'm like, no, don't, like, stay completely out of the way. Make sure there is absolutely no doubt between you and her at this point. Mm-hmm. None. And for you to be challenging her in front of people, and now she got to talk through her teeth under her breath, boy, like, you don't know. Like, right. And I mean, and Drogon was just sitting up there looking huge, menacing.
Yes. Enormous.
Oh, that was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah. It was like when they moved, little attention to detail, when they moved Randall, Tarly, and Dickon over to be burned, they showed Drogon's tail like hit like this little brush, like even though he was way off screen. You know what I'm saying? So that was cool.
That was awesome.
All right, what's next?
So the last thing actually about that is that we don't really get to say Dickon anymore because Dickon really integrated into the storyline too much. So I was really sad. Oh, y'all know how I felt about him. I felt like he deserved a larger part. His Jewish Long Island mother.
Jamie did the Dickon joke twice, right? He did it 2 separate times, right? When he called him Dickon. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Can we make that is the death of Dickon?
The death of Dickon.
Yeah.
Say that 5 times fast.
Right.
So we got Jamie and Cersei next.
Okay, so that's me. So Jamie makes it back to King's Landing because he took the bolt bus. I don't know how any of these people are getting anywhere so fast.
And he's like running in. He's like running in.
Yeah, like he took a Pegasus. I don't understand. How in the world were you just on a battlefield and you're like, hey, boo, I'm back? Like, how did we get here? But he comes in and he's just like, well, Cersei says, how many men did we lose? And it's like, that doesn't matter. We have nothing, okay? We have absolutely nothing.
When you say
the
all,
Dothraki,
when you say all.
Yeah, how do you say all in Valerian? These motherfuckers took us all. That I love that quote that killing our men wasn't war, it was sport for them, which that's exactly what it was.
Yes.
And
you saw them scavenging the bodies afterwards.
Oh yeah. They are a rape, pillage, and plunder tribe. That's what they do. And they literally went through there and was like, oh, you got something? I'll take that. Oh, I'll take that. But then he explains to her, because she kind of is like, well, that doesn't matter. We'll just get more. We'll get mercenaries. No biggie. And he's like, no. No. They will all die. They will always die because they are better than us. Also, thanks, Qyburn, for your bolt that's bigger than you, Cersei, but it didn't stop it. And she has 2 more. That is a total of 3 dragons, okay? That 1 bolt ain't going to do nothing. I wish that he would have mentioned how many arrows they shot at Drogon and how many just were like, think. Because the arrows did absolutely nothing. You had to have a bolt.
Yeah, you might as well repurpose the arrow guys, because they're useless at this point.
Right. So they talk strategy a little bit in the way of like, well, what are we going to do? You either fight and die or submit and die. And Cersei's like, I know my choice. And I'm pretty sure Jaime was like, fuck, I know your choice too. Which means I'm going to fight and die.
Right.
But then Jaime tells her about Olenna. And that Olenna killed Joffrey. And she fully does not believe him at first. And I don't know if that's that she really truly ever believed that it was Tyrion, because I'm still not 100% sold on that. I think that was just a reason for her to hate him even more.
Well, she hates him in the purest sense, so it don't matter if she believes he did it or not.
When you hate someone that much, it's real easy to be like, yeah, and then you did this, like.
Yeah, everything.
It doesn't matter if she actually believes it. It's just everything's his fault. So, yeah, I'm still not convinced about that, but that doesn't matter. She doesn't believe him, so she questions him and interrogates him about it, and Jaime hits her with the, if you were Olenna, would you rather your granddaughter marry Joffrey or Tommen? Which one of those could be more easily manipulated? And her face of, oh, this bitch killed my son. This fucking bitch actually killed my motherfucking son in front of my son.
Yeah.
Like that, it was so beautiful for me, because I want nothing but pain and strife
misery.
for Cersei. So I just want all the misery. But her immediate move to blame Jaime, I shouldn't have listened to you. She should have died a more horrible death. Like, everything is someone else's fault. Everything, Cersei is, if I would have done it myself, but Cersei, you weren't about to go do anything. You didn't want to go there. You didn't want to tie her up like you did the Martells. Like, that's not what happened. So yeah, I don't know. I really appreciated all of that scene, and I think that she's going to start to understand that 3 dragons, the Dothraki, and let's not forget that the Unsullied are still out there. Not all of them, but there are still some. Y'all, they are still kind of unfuckwittable. Like even though they got foiled in their first run, they really are unfuckwittable.
Wait, do we think that Euron is like holding the Unsullied there, like as a siege? You know how you can kind of block them in, like the thing that happened to Stannis?
Yeah,
back when?
I'm not 100% sure on that.
No, they said
Euron is holding them.
No, that they would be forced to walk through the land, like they can't go back.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Okay. They're kind of just stranded. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so there's my analysis. Does anybody have anything to add to Jaime and Cersei's first meeting again?
I guess just at the end that I felt like it was a dope moment, even though I don't really fuck with Cersei, but I felt like she had a really good point of like, either we fight and die or submit and die, but either way we're going to die, and so I'm not going to just like chill and die. And I felt like it was really nice to see their opposing sides, because Jaime was like, we're going to die. And she's like,
we're going to die now.
But I'm not going out with a fight. Like, how would Dad have handled this? Like, all of that. And so, she's a fighter.
She sunned him with that, though, right?
Panicked little kid. Yo, that was hilarious.
We're going to die. We're going to die. We're going to die. Then she sunned him with that line. I tweeted it. She said, I know my choice, and a soldier should know his.
Right,
so,
exactly.
Right, yes.
You coming in here shaking in your boots when you should be telling me, all right, we're just going to fight to the end.
I just tried to put a pole through a dragon, bitch. I'm shaking in my boots.
Right.
Yeah, no, he was like, he is legit in all of his findings. He's like, after my research, okay, included.
I went out on the field. And I applied our little experiment here with the bolts and Qyburn and all that. And let's just say that the operation was a success, but the patient died. Okay?
Right,
so
exactly.
I think that maybe that's one of the other reasons I get so upset with Cersei is she acts like people didn't do the shit she said. And she acts like he didn't just come back from battle. He was just there. He almost died. Like, there's no, it's not like he went to Winterfell and chilled for a minute, you know? Like, he literally went to battle, tried to kill a dragon with a pole, a spear, as if that would ever fucking work. You know, like, she gives no one credit for anything, and that,
but
that is
Cersei
hard.
I mean, but that's like a whole other topic. Like, if we had to psychoanalyze Cersei, she would be a narcissistic, pathological. You know what I mean? She would be psychological on a lot of levels, and so I feel like she's psychotic, and that's just the way she sees the world.
And we just have to deal.
Like, you know the bloodline we come from? What are you talking about? You didn't win that battle. Dragon? I don't care about a dragon. We are fucking Lannisters, you know? Like, that's what's happening in her mind.
And she's out of touch. Other than that map they had painting, she's out of touch. She hasn't left the Red Keep, y'all, since she got locked up by the High Sepulchre. She hasn't gone anywhere. She hasn't ridden anywhere. She hasn't gone out to the whatever. She hasn't left. So
you're right.
Crazy.
Wow.
Even when she was down there, she was like, this is a little too regular for me. Like, I'm for me.
when she was among the people.
Back to my royal life. Yes,
she was among
back
the
to my royal life.
And the last time they was throwing rotten food at her when she was buck naked. So.
Exactly.
Right.
You know?
Okay, so we're gonna move on to Jon and Dany and Drogon, and that's that.
Oh, that's me. No, that's not. That's Avro. Sorry.
No.
Is it? That's me? Okay. Jon and
I mean, I'm actually reading the outline.
Okay. So this started with the most intense stare down between Jon and fucking Drogon. And it was so when I first watched it, and I was looking at Dany, like looking at him, and she kept looking down, and I felt like she was like having this fearful moment of like not having control, but just like fear of losing control. Like, oh my God, is he gonna bite him? Is he gonna blah blah blah? But then I felt like it was kind of like the sexy look, like, oh, okay, my dragon like you, boo boo, like,
dragon
you know,
dragon
you know, when you're a mom, you're a single mom out here, and they start your kid playing with somebody, the new guy you dating, and you're like, oh, okay, y'all get along. I see how you interacting with my kid. Like, that's kind of dope. That's what I said at first. Sorry.
I'm so mad.
At the playground.
That analogy was beautiful.
Looking at him from afar. Oh, this nigga.
For the record, I don't have any children, everybody.
You're right. You're like, for the record, I'm not a single mom, and this is not my life.
But then I felt like it was maybe hinting towards his lineage as a Targaryen.
Yes.
And his ability to just be able to, like, be in that world and flow so well with a creature who, like, is very, like, come on, you're a fucking dragon. You got to be tapped into what's going on in the world. You want another level of hearing, seeing, thinking, smelling, like all of that shit.
Yeah.
So you can smell the blood in this dude, or something about him is like making you interact with him. So I thought that shit was super dope. They still have not really shown us Daenerys getting off of a dragon, because I feel like it's like when you're short and you're getting out of an SUV and it's just real. It's not real. You know what I'm saying?
You think there's like depth perception issues?
Yeah,
exactly. Step up. No step
she
up.
Was like
step
literally,
up on the dragon.
She was literally like
there.
walking down his wing for a second. Like, wait, how'd you get here?
I was like, y'all not gonna show me the slip and slide version? Nothing? No.
Right.
Okay.
She slides down his wing. She slides down.
So then she's like, they're beautiful, aren't they? In that like maternal way, and he's like, and she's looking at him like, you gonna call my babies ugly? You gonna call my babies ugly?
Right.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
I dare
he's
you.
Like, yes, they're beautiful beasts. And she's like, I don't even see them as beasts. They're just my children. I'm like, but so now I have a question, but I do have more thoughts on this topic. But I have a question first. So I watched this on HBO. Like, I have HBO, like, on my cable. But I recorded it. And in the recording, there was a skip So even when I rewound it, I couldn't see. So it's a skip. It's this part where she says, "And I have blank," and she says, "I'm not sure how you feel about that." Do y'all know what she said in that line?
Huh.
I don't remember that.
All right. Well, somebody can call later and let me know.
Wait, what was her? What was she reacting to? John said something, and she said, "And I have."
Yeah, it was after after they had that moment about the beast versus the children, and she said something to him, and my whole shit just went into the matrix and then came back. And she said something about not sure how you feel about it, or how do you feel about it, something like that. I'm not sure. But then
I do remember that.
Oh, wait. Sorry. She asked him about the knife stab.
No, that's after that. This is before.
Yeah,
right before that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. Well, somebody text me and let me know later, because I tried to watch it again and I still can't find it.
Yeah.
But then, as you said, she asked him about the knife, and he's like, "Oh, that right? Nah, he just Davos. He just be tripping." And she was like, "Oh, so it's a figure of speech." And he just had this long fucking pregnant pause moment and was like, "Yo, there's some people coming over. They look like they want to talk to you." And it was fucking Julia.
Yeah. That was dope. That was so dope.
Yeah, the ill reveal, the Racky dude sidestep, because you couldn't see behind him at first.
Right. He was like, "There's somebody here saying that they know you, but I know that they don't know you because I ain't never seen them." And she's like, "Oh, yes, that's my friend." And
that's the homie.
So
that's
then,
let him through.
Yeah. So then the three of them have this stare-off moment because John's looking at Jorah, Jorah's looking at John, looking at Danny, looking at they all looking at each other, and then John's like, "Yo, I served your father, so I fuck with you. Don't worry."
Right.
It was like Jorah just came home. It was like Jorah just came home from prison. It was like
just got done with a bid.
Yeah, exactly. Who the ball though?
Exactly. Who the ball? Do I need to what's
who the ball?
He been feeding you while I've been gone? What's been happening?
Oh, you know him? You know him?
It took me a while to get over here, so I saw y'all with the dragon over here playing.
Right.
So there was definitely a whole stare-off moment.
This nigga just sits on the couch and he sits on my couch. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then Jorah was like, no, Danny was like, "So did you heal yourself? You good?" And he's like, "Yes, I did." And he was like, "Okay, cool. Let me give you a hug now." But before that, he was like, "I'm here to serve you if you'll have me." And that was the most "if you'll have me" that I've ever heard. If you'll have me sideways, laying down, upside down, however you'll have me, I will be had. And it was like, damn, Jorah, dial it back a bit. And then she hugged him at the end, and I was like, damn, you ain't even look under that cape to see if his shit was really gone. I would be like, let me check out your arms and make sure you don't have that stone shit no more.
Well, she said immediately, she was like, "You look healthy."
Right.
She did say you look healthy.
You look strong, something like that.
Hold on, stop. Pause the podcast. Pause. Am just said she didn't want to catch that herb. He had a herpes, and now used as a slang. Listen to it on the replay, y'all. Listen to it. That's the playback. She didn't want to catch that herb. All right.
She's young. Got to promise his future.
I know.
She has a life to live. She has a life to live, you know? She's young. Jorah's old out here.
If that is not one of our gifts for the week, and you're not doing your job. You didn't want to catch that herb. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, wait. I have a side note.
Okay.
So the reason they gave Jorah grayscale is he had to go finish shooting the Resident Evil movie, and he needed some time off.
Oh, wait.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
No,
I do not care about anybody's side jobs.
Yeah.
No, that's the reason they gave him the grayscale.
I mean,
he's the main villain. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah, so they did that, and, that took him off screen for a bit, and then he brought him back. That's why I think they cured it so kind of, Hey,
No.
there's a chair sitting there on the shelf.
No.
Yeah, no, that's like real. That's real reporting. Then that's true. That's
No,
not like a rule.
that's still
funny.
unacceptable.
I don't care what else you're doing.
You know how much money he gets for them Resident Evil?
Well,
he gets paper for that too. You know?
I think if he wasn't gone, we never would have got that super duper longing look from Danny to Jorah on. Oh my God, you came back.
Yeah.
You're here and you're healed and you did what I told you to and you're back. I've never cared that you spied on me and told on me in the first place. Like that for me was a total slate clean. We good. We're gonna start all the way over.
Well, ain't she been with him since the first episode? Didn't he meet up with them the first episode?
Yeah, because he brought her the gifts at the wedding.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So can I just say something really quickly about Jon and Drogon and what that meant?
Mhm.
I don't think that was a hint. I think that was a full reveal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because nobody, and I think it speaks to my Tyrion theory of him being a Targaryen too.
I was gonna say that too.
No,
who's the only other person?
Nobody else is even trying. Nobody has the courage. Nobody has. I mean, and in a moment of courage is one thing, but Jon was fucking terrified, right? But he was drawn to it, and Drogon was like, he took his glove off, and Drogon the whole time coming down, like, yeah, he's gonna be looking menacing. That's just his face, but he's coming down, and he's like. You can hear it. Like, he kind of started cooing instead of growling. It was kind of like, oh, who are you? I feel like maybe there's a connection.
When Drogon landed, he was a little bit away from Jon and ran up to Jon.
Yeah, he
did. I noticed that big time. Like, he landed and he could just let Danny off, but he rolled up to him, and with some urgency, he just wasn't stalking. He rolled up right on him, got right in his face, and like you said, showed his teeth. But Jon does what you do to an animal. You want to know him. You give him your actual hand. He smelled him. You saw his nostrils moving. And Jon touched him. And again, who else has been around a dragon and they've been cool? Tyrion. Now, he did ask Missandei, how are the dragons with you? But on screen, they've only shown us Tyrion, Jon, and Danny. Other than when they were really, really small. That was something different, I'm saying. But, like, as they've grown.
Right.
Yeah, the way Drogon moved towards him, it was like full curiosity. Like, we have a connection. You got Targaryen blood. What's good? Like you said, he was completely different the way he approached Jon. And I think that was clear indication.
I'm sorry. And I think that does speak exactly to what you said, Af, is that dragons are all heightened senses. We don't necessarily know all of their magical powers, but we know that they are magic, right? So. He definitely can feel a connection, could smell his blood, whatever it was. He knew, and he knew it was a safe.
In the books, the dragons are highly intelligent. Like that's well known. Like
I mean, they've got to be right.
They highly intelligent, not just like pets. You know, I think because even I think I noticed that with the way Danny interacted with Drogon when she had to burn the Tarleys. She whispered Jacaerys. You know, he was being an exclamation point to the things she was saying. Like, I wrote that down, like, Drogon equals exclamation point. Like, when they were playing with the kneeling, he go, ah! And then they're like, oh, shit, she really meant what she said because he's, saying it. And, he's highly reactive to how people treat her. Out of all three of the dragons. So there got to be some connection there. The dragons know what's going on. So he rolled up on Jon, got close to him, smelled him, and the eye. He looked him over too. You notice they went into his eyes, eye blinked. He was looking him over. This is kin, if you will. Like this is shit. Like you have to have the blood of the old Valyrian. You have to have Valyrian blood, and that goes with
I just wanted to make that,
if you will.
If you will. Yeah, I just wanted to make that point that I think that's a full reveal. Like I think we got a couple of major reveals in this episode, and that was our very first. Like, nope, that shit is real. There's no question anymore. Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go to Bran.
Okay.
After you up.
So I just wanted to say, one, this is the most beautiful scene of the episode. When he sends the ravens out. I like that they didn't just make it cheap with the cloudy eyes. Like if you notice, when the ravens are blinking, he's like jumping from raven to raven a little bit. Like he's controlling the whole flock. He's jumping around. And then just to see the ravens take that type of flight over that greater distance, you see them flying over the wall. When you see them approaching Eastwatch, they fly over Eastwatch and they keep going. I thought it was just really a gorgeous scene. And again, though, you notice the Night King looks up and says, break it, fuck all this shit, break this shit up, break it up. And, he lost control. I noticed, to me, that was a part, too. Like, when the Night King looked up at the ravens, like, all right, enough with your drone reconnaissance. I'm shutting that down. Yeah. And it always has that effect on Bran. Like, when I notice you, I'm shutting it down. Like, I don't know if that's just fear from Bran being a novice, but it just seems like the Night King, when he sees it, he gives a look, and they're matched because they're linked, but he has the one-up on Bran right now. He always shuts his stuff down. And then also to see that, again, I think, we always notice that the Army of the Dead takes their time, I guess, but I think that's just them. They were just circling. Look how big their army is. Like, that's just recruiting, if you will. Another thing I didn't like, because I'm noticing, looks like they're setting up all these little tents with, as Ann would think it, they're setting up like White Walker recruitment tents. Like, come on down.
Yes.
U.S. Man, Uncle Sam,
they have tablets,
now
for signing everyone up.
For story purposes, y'all know this is always like 4 White Walkers, the Night King and like 3 lieutenants. But if you remember the baby scene, if you remember the baby scene in Craster's baby
shower,
baby shower. The baby shower.
Oh God. Oh God.
When he christened the baby, with the White Walker baptism, there were 13 lieutenants behind him. Like, they were, all of them were wearing the black. I don't know if they'll keep up with that. What do y'all think? Y'all think they're just going to keep it to like those 4 or 5 you always see, as opposed to like,
that's
when
the
we're
only
doing
time
the math.
we've seen that many.
Yeah.
That's the only time we've seen that many, right?
Yeah. And if it was Craster's sons, we did the math. So you do like 2 sons a year or 3, whatever. That means there should be like 20 to 40 of them on top.
And they're all,
but I mean,
what?
I don't think they're all back at that place where we saw him change
the capital over.
Yeah, they're all
the White Walker capital.
I didn't want to say it, but
so you don't think the whole? Well, no. Let's go down and
so
you don't think the whole?
Let me tell you why.
Okay, you guys.
Because
we have to bring this down.
Okay, all right.
That's good. Okay, so all right.
No, I'm not saying move forward. I'm saying you guys cannot be yelling over each other. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Good.
He turned the kid as an infant. That kid still has to grow. It's not going to be a baby White Walker running around. You know what I'm saying? The people that left the capital are battle ready. They're ready to go. These are warriors. These are the ones that are actually going to fight. All those kids Craster was sending, they still have to actually grow. They're not going to be like.
Only if they follow like normal age rules. Like, what if they just grow to 4?
Well, I mean, I'm just sure, but that's not happening. That's not happening at the wall where they're battling. Is what I'm saying.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is there is a White Walker baby daycare at the White Walker capital.
White Walker.
Again.
I mean, where do the babies
Here's the thing.
go?
Again. I'm so very happy. I'm so very happy you guys are coming to these conclusions, and I'm not, having to pull everyone in like I normally do. But of course,
never mind.
There is a.
I think for the function of story, they've limited the amount of White Walker makeup they have to apply.
Yes.
And now you're only going to see 4 to 5 of them instead of the 13 cloudy, blurry ones, that they didn't focus on, but just to give you a sense. I know that really. I know that it broke a whole. Like when we saw them, we all thought like, all right, this is a more evolved society. They're just not incarnate evil, just moving on space. But I just thought, because if you look at other times we watched the Army of the Dead march, there's always been like 4 or 5 of them strategically placed amongst the army, like wranglers, I guess, or whatever. but it always seemed like there was more than that 4 or 5, and now it seems like now we're seeing them consistently just have that 4 or 5 for the last couple of seasons. So
think about it like this: treat them like any other house that's going to war. Does everyone from the entire house leave where they're going to go fight?
You're right.
No,
you're right.
That's all. That's all it really is. Yeah, we're not going to get all of them. Yeah.
Okay, so I have one question.
Oh. Go ahead, Morgan.
Yes.
Well, you might answer it with your theory, so I'll go after you.
I don't think I will. My theory is kind of far-fetched.
Okay, so I'll just ask my question. I'll just ask my question really fast. Because Castro said actually what I wrote down as a question, which was, so the Night King and Bran are actually matched with power? Question mark.
Oh my God, that's my theory. Okay. Oh my God, Morgan. Okay.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Morgan, I love you so much.
I love you too, Al. We are a hive mind. I don't know how it happened.
We're like dragons out this bitch, yo.
We really are. Well, so because that wasn't like a maybe he broke up Bran's wargame. Like he definitely was like, and not today, not right now. And that was just
so here's what I think. I think that Bran and the Night King may be the same person, since Bran is living in the past, present, and future.
I definitely buy into this theory.
It's very possible that Bran is like, I haven't like fully put it together yet, but I think I think that explains their connection. Like, how did the Night King like touch him that one time in his vision? And that motherfucker was far as fuck away, and then all of a sudden he touched him. He was like right there.
Yeah.
And then the same thing in this last one. He was like, "Oh no, nigga, you're not flying over me like fucking shit up." So and there was a moment. Remember when Bran watched the first Night King being made by the children in the forest?
Yeah.
And there was that whole moment there, too. And, like, I don't know. I haven't fully put it together yet, but I think it's very possible that Bran is the Night King just living in this present moment and that Jon's going to kill him.
Okay,
right,
so
the
I have
something
to add.
Is something different between the books and the show, y'all. The books, there's a couple of Night Kings, and they said, the showrunner said, that is the Night King, the one we watched get created. That's the same one that we're watching now.
Right.
So,
but no,
the show has
but
definitely taken...
Afro's theory still operates within the show if you leave the book out of it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that book shit, Astro.
Because
I don't even read books.
Okay.
But Afro, more to your theory though. More to your theory. It's very interesting that's the conclusion you came to, because in the books they allude to that same thing. They allude to the fact that the Bran the Builder who built the wall is the Night King that we're dealing with right now. And all of these,
and he's also related to Bran, right?
Right. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Stark.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So they're saying
because Littlefinger is the only one that calls Bran Brandon, and Bran is named after that Bran the Builder, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So in the book, there's a connection, not necessarily as the same person, but it's Bran after Bran after Bran that are lined up, with each other.
Okay, so
yeah.
Can I just add to
the book? Yeah, sorry.
Wait, go ahead, Morgan.
Go ahead.
I just want to add to the fact that that particular theory, it completely does what this show and I'm assuming the books do, which is bend your complete and total idea of reality and space-time continuum and all of that. And the idea that Bran could be living in the past, present, and future at the same time, physically and emotionally, literally blows my fucking mind. But it also actually does. It could tie. I mean, like if Bran is Bran the Builder and the Night King and any other Bran that was a Bran Stark, because there were more, if he's all of them, that literally it can actually be true. It just is such a mind fuck that it's really hard to flesh it out to explain it.
Right.
But I don't think that that's a crazy theory. I don't think it's that far-fetched. I think that it you know, on the Venn diagram, it's not it's not way off on its own.
Yeah. So there was something Morgan said. So there was something Morgan said about Bran when we watched the episode yesterday that kind of helped put everything back in perspective as far as the Night King and how he handled Bran with the ravens and everything. So when we started the story, Bran was younger than Bran is younger than Arya. Doesn't matter how old everyone's gotten now. It's easy for us to remember. It's easy for us to remember how young Arya was because we watched her, you know. And then even now, it's like you're still a youngin. How old are you? How old could you possibly be? You're an assassin, but you're still a kid. But then on top of that, Bran, you're the three-eyed raven, but you're younger than Arya. So it doesn't matter how much power you have. You still are just a kid. Like, you're just a kid. The Night King has been the Night King for thousands of years.
Right.
He's gonna be able to rock your world any moment because this is just what he does. So I think
that brings.
I was going to say, I think we're going to see more moments like this where he's constantly besting Bran because Bran doesn't really know exactly what he's doing yet.
Yeah, not only is Bran still figuring this all out, but add to that, can the Night King see the future too? I mean, I understand that he can see parallel things, you know, like seeing Bran in that vision.
Let's run it down because in the books more people green see than just Bran, but in the show, the only other person we've seen that green sees is Jojen. Remember Jojen could do it, and Danny did it with the Warlock and the Visions. So far it's only been them. In the books they paint more of a picture of there's a number of people. Again, in the books, all the Starks can ward. There's more green seeing. So I don't know. I don't want to give. I'm just saying that they're linked up in terms of like adversaries. I don't know if their powers are equal or uneven. I just know that that's the connection, and I don't think it's just because because the Night King grabbed him in the vision. Because remember, and Ann pointed this out a couple of episodes back, was like this whole Bran shit didn't start till he fell. So he had to be destined to do this because it wasn't like his normal persona was, I'm going to be the three-eyed raven, I'd sit and meditate by the tree. He didn't do that. He was climbing up on shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And wanted very much. Now, there was hints of that. Remember, he couldn't really shoot the arrow. So, you know, he wanted to be a warrior like his brothers, but he had something else in mind. And getting knocked down and becoming paralyzed.
Nosy.
Right.
He was so
but getting knocked down and
paralyzed. Raven would have to be.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good point. Wendy Williams, the three-eyed raven.
Exactly. I think that there might be.
Out the window.
I think that there just might be something with the fact that all of these humans can see things in the flames. You know, the future in the flames. Like, there's got to be something about the Night King being able to see the future too. I just like those most of those.
Maybe that's why it takes his time. Maybe that's why it takes his time.
Yeah, like there's got to be. Yeah, there's got to be something there. I just feel like, you know, the people that are showing the flames have some sort of magic or power. You know, Lord of the Light and all of that. But like the Hound isn't, and you know, Baratheon wasn't. Like, they all just watched it in the flames. Yes, sir, you down front.
So if they're as sophisticated as Anne thinks they are, when they killed the children of the forest and wiped them out, they should have been done, right? In theory,
but they weren't.
They should have stopped.
In theory,
they weren't. So there has to be a little green seeing. He knows more he has to do. Because, like you said, by Anne painting them in a societal bent, it means that they just weren't meant to, we're just going to bring winter to the whole of Westeros, and then what, did they stop at Dorne when they get to the beach? They just stop and just stand there?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just stand there and just stare out, or do they try to go to Essos or whatever? Or because we're declaring them more than just some plague that just wipes out an area. There's a purpose to something they have done, and that's something that we haven't gotten. What the hell is their point? What is this about? Because it's not just pure evil washing across the land. Like, you know, Never Ending Story, very similar story. Remember they had the nothing or whatever that was, and you know, remember, and that shit was just wiping off. You know, that was just a force. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Parallax and Green Lantern and all that type of shit. So anyway, I don't want to bog it up.
Yeah. Bran sent. He saw the ravens. He had this vision, and then he wakes up and he sends ravens everywhere.
Yes. He says the Maester's standing there. I don't know how long he's been standing there, but as soon as he wakes up, he says, send ravens. And then we get to, take it away more. We get to the ravens, one of the messages. Again, FedEx is killing this in Westeros. Uber, UPS. These things are rocking right now.
This is Amazon Prime. This is definitely Amazon Prime.
Same day. Same day.
With the delivery. Yes.
So
same
take it away
delivery.
more. The Maesters got the message, and here they go with them. Fucking shit. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised I got to sign this one because I knew how passionate you would be about it, Castro.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I felt like I wouldn't have handled it in any intelligent way. I would have just been a raving lunatic.
So Sam and the Maester. So we get back to the Citadel, right? That's where they live. And the Maesters are sitting around with the Raven, and they're just fucking dismissing it. Like, this is completely garbage. What's going on? Oh, also some people died. Oh, wow. Like, it is beyond me that you can know that 2 people died by burning of a dragon, but still be like, nah, not really dragons. And what are they talking about these White Walker things? I don't know. This is just kind of silly. Like, they dismissed that entire thing. And Sam's like, friends, can I chime in here? I've seen this shit, and it's real, and you need to do something. And they were like, not really. And he's like, no, you really have to do something. And the one Maester is like, maybe we'll write to so-and-so. We'll write to so-and-so and see how any of this shakes out. Like, you just received a message that tells you there are an army of the dead coming, there are dragons killing people, and you're like, I'm gonna need to fact check this real quick with someone else, even though someone is telling me that this is absolutely true. That to me was absolutely wild. I couldn't deal. And that was the moment that Sam was like, all right, fuck this shit. I'm going to have to go because you guys are never going to do it. You're never going to do it. I'm just going to start stealing books.
He was like, F this shit. I'm out.
I feel like this further backed up what Castro said a couple episodes ago. It's like these motherfuckers are the holders of information, but they're not actually doing anything with information. And
they don't want to.
And then they made these bullshit theories like, oh, this is probably a ploy from the Mad Queen to get people away from their homes and shit like that. And it was like, no, nigga, like that's not what's going on. So I think that was like
not
really
only that. Yeah, thank you for mentioning that because not only that, they all were like, yeah, that's way more feasible than the Raven we just got.
And anything else, right?
Yeah. Go ahead, Castro.
That could have been that last thing that they came to conclude. That could have been one of the ideas they were throwing around. But it shows you how incompetent they are. Is that's the conclusion they come to, rather than that being part of the round table. They're tossing around all of these things, and then they're laughing and telling on themselves that a lot of horrible things that have happened in Westeros were based off this stupid meeting that led to nothing. Like they bring up some other. If you notice when you go back and watch, they talk about some history of some shit that goes on.
Yeah,
I think they even mentioned rape. Yeah, and they mentioned a couple of things, not even by name. And we all know.
And they mentioned the drowned god.
Right. Yeah. And like, oh, this and all that. They mentioned a lot of things that they just think are folly.
The children of the forest, and they laugh. They fucking cracked up.
Yeah.
Who the
and that's what I mean.
Y'all been misleading people for hundreds of fucking years, and now you're just laughing. I hope. See, what I want to happen, and I want it to happen, and I'm going to write to them that make sure that it happens, is that the White Walkers hit them first. The White Walkers hit the Citadel first. I want them to overrun the whole thing and knock it down. You goddamn. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Slow down.
I need a break.
You're not sorry. Not sorry.
It was
sorry,
funny.
Not sorry.
The funniest part about that was watching the people who were supposed to be the absolute smartest keepers of the knowledge. It's like you guys couldn't have got it any more wrong. How did you guys get it the wrongest out of anybody? Like, come on.
So the thing that I wrote down from that last night was, I think they don't want to believe him because it would mean they have to act. And they haven't acted.
Sure.
They haven't acted ever. So it's real easy to sit there and have everybody else believe that you're the smartest people in every room if you don't talk to anyone outside of that room. It's really easy to be brilliant if no one ever knows how dumb you are.
They don't want to have to act, and they don't want to be wrong. So they're just, like, immobilized in this weird way where they don't want to, like, embarrass themselves.
Yeah. Exactly. In an effort to not embarrass themselves, they will literally let the world burn. That
to be infallible.
Unfortunately, literally speaks to our lives today.
It really does. But I think the other thing is that they have been seeing this shit. I mean, this is on the same thing, but they've been seeing this in books for years. And again, just like we talked about Cersei, people who are not really engaged with the world, who are not out there, and they're, like, protected behind these walls. And so it's just some shit you read in a book. You know, it's not real. It's not, same with Grayscale. Like, somebody healed it, but he also died, so that wasn't real. Like, no, but he died, but he fucking fixed the shit, too. Like, it's not mutually exclusive. And then I think, again, hoarding information. At the end, they mentioned fucking, is that the boy whose dad and brother were just burned by dragons? Like,
God!
And said,
you have this fucking info.
Well, and he said, I decided not to tell him yet. Like, I'm not going to tell him yet.
Yeah.
Flat out. That's hoarding information. That is exactly what that is. That's you don't get to make that kind of decision for somebody else. What the fuck is wrong with you?
What? Something we call drawn. That is drawn.
Yeah.
It's
also a testament, again, to just how fast shit is moving, because in that same scene, we learned that they got this raven from Bran, and they also have, I guess, known for a couple of days that Sam's dad and brother, Dickon, rest in peace, have, like, been gone. Have been dead.
Right.
So it's like, this shit is moving super fucking fast, and we're just like, Castro, you said all the time, we're not used to this pace, and we're not. Like, this is, like, mega pace.
Is everybody cool with it? Is it annoying at all?
It is not annoying to me. I want to know why it bothers you, but I really just want to say the reason that I enjoy it is that there is no such thing as a filler episode, and you have to listen to everything they're saying because every conversation means something. Whether it's a callback to something else or setting up something that's about to happen, everything matters in all of these episodes. So I'm happy that it's moving this fast. And honestly, I remember 2 full seasons of us being like, when the fuck are they going to get somewhere? Why aren't they somewhere yet? You know what I mean? Like, so it moved so slow for so long. I can understand being used to that. But I like how this is moving now because we all know that, we're coming to an end. Get us somewhere.
So I'm the motherfucker that's like, it's so cold, I can't wait till summer get here, and then summer get there, and I'd be like, it's so fucking hot, like, this is drawn, like, I'm that person, right? So
you can never be pleased.
Exactly. So I wanted it to move a little faster, but this is, like, unrealistic to me, and it's very, like, indicative that, like, the show is ending, and, like, I just hear Castro in the back of my mind, like, counting down episodes.
With the countdown.
Like,
exactly.
So it bothers me for that reason because, like, I know why it's moving fast. It's not like it naturally picked up a progression or over time it started, like, it legit went from 0 to 100. And so it just doesn't feel like the nature of the show.
I feel you.
Also
that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel you too.
It's a byproduct of the storytelling, though. Like, we're like, it's the threads that they left hanging. They have to start tying them up in rapid succession. And I think that's a service to us as fans that they're not leaving it out. I mean, because the one show that it parallels is Lost. In Lost, the writers wrote themselves into a corner. Now, they had, like, the writer's strike, and I'm not going to, distract the pod from all of that, but they had reasons to write themselves in a corner and try to write it out. These writers have taken such care and detail to know all of these things. You didn't really have to bring back Gendry. I mean, we're going to get to that, but you didn't have to.
All right, let's
I mean,
not.
okay, hold on. Let's not do it. Don't do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Castro, you always do that. You always do that. You get me worked up.
Sometimes it has to make my point.
No, it did not. You did not have to use that to make your point. You did it.
Use something from another episode to make your point.
Exactly. You have so much material to use here.
You have seasons of material. Literally.
All right.
Okay.
Let's Tyrion and Varys.
Yeah. Let's cut that trauma in half right there. Let's move forward.
Thank you. Thank you.
That scene.
Triggered. I'm fucking triggered.
Triggered us.
That scene of Tyrion and Varys was hilarious to me. It was like two dudes sitting on the porch, sharing a 40. It was like, oh man, Varys was stressed out. I was like, yo, you got to talk to her. She won't let me back in the house. Like, I still got to get my clothes. Like, he was stressed. It was amazing. So good to see. I'm trying to remember the last time I saw Varys stressed ever.
No, Varys literally was like, I've been here before, bro. Can you help?
Yeah, I need you to talk to her.
I did this before. Can you talk to her, please? Sorry, your turn. My bad.
No, but still, yeah. So he was like, we want to try to avoid this whole mad queen thing because it definitely could happen. And I'm with Tyrion. I don't think she'll go that crazy. I really don't. I haven't seen any indication of her really going crazy. Period. Everything she's done up until this point, it's been to prove a point and to push back on people because they keep treating her like a kid. They keep treating her like a woman. They keep treating her like you don't know what you're doing. Let's help you out here. Let's take these dragons from you. I know better for you than you do. And she has to constantly throw bows and create the space that she needs. Even in that conversation with Tyrion earlier in the episode, she shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't be questioning her in front of people. So I still haven't seen any crazy madness in her yet. So I think Tyrion is right in saying listen everything's chill. We still got this under control. But the best part of that scene for me definitely was just seeing Varys stressed out. He just kept pulling the drinks up, like pour it up, please. What else is left in that? Is there any Henny in the back? What's going on right now?
Can I give my favorite part of that scene?
Mm-hmm.
My favorite part of that scene was Tyrion saying, "Hey, what you got there?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a sealed scroll for Jon Snow." And he's like, "Did you read it?" And he's like, "It's a sealed raven." "What do you mean?" And he's like, "What'd it say?"
That was
and he's just like, "Nothing good." Because Varys, who the fuck you think you fooling? We all know you read that. What are you doing?
Exactly.
I love that scene. Thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was dope. What we got next? Dany and Jon.
Yes.
Receives the raven.
Jon receives the raven in their strategy room, war room. I don't know what they call that. And realizes that Bran is alive, and Arya's alive, and Bran has seen the Night King. What a fucking raven to receive. I thought it was cute that Dany was like, "Oh, I'm happy for you." Like, yeah, you have family. Neat. like, we're friends now, so that's cool. But that was an immediate like, all right, so I gotta go. And Dany's like, still worried about the war of the humans, and is like, listen, if you don't even have enough men, and he's like, we're gonna fight with what we got. We have to. The Night King is coming. My brother saw it, and she says, well, or no, and he's like, well, unless you join me, and she says, not yet, because if I leave here, Cersei's just gonna walk right in and take this shit. I am over this. I just want to get to the point where we all fight the dead and get it over with and realize that is the actual biggest threat to everything. fuck the throne right now. You guys will all die if you, like, it doesn't matter if Cersei is the queen still if everybody dies. So
right.
I'm very anxious to get to that point because I'm tired of having this struggle of John having to go back and explain how this is our biggest threat, and then people pretending like they get it, and then they do one thing, and then, next episode it's like, I forgot all about that. I'm really worried about Cersei coming and taking my stuff. I don't want that to happen.
Taking my stuff.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But so I'm a little annoyed by that, but that's my own deal. So Tyrion comes up with that might not be the only way. We can get Cersei on our to understand that this is the biggest threat. We'll take a White Walker to fucking King's Landing. And although I understand this is the goddamn dumbest thing in the world to me, I'm so annoyed by it.
Yeah,
I'm so annoyed that we're going to get a group of, like, the hardiest people in the land to go capture a white, to then travel with it from beyond the wall all the way to King's Landing and believe that Cersei's going to be like, oh, shit's real. Let's all put a pause on our war so that we can go fight this thing.
Morgan, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Because that's what I was thinking the whole time, and they were talking about this fucking White Walker like it was an object, like, oh, I'll just go pick up the couch and then go show it to her. And it's like, oh, no, we just need one. All we need is one. We don't need a bunch of them. We just need one. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
That, and as if John didn't see how that white that came beyond the wall, came in to, he knows how those things act. This isn't just like he's going to hold our hand or trail behind us or whatever. Like, are you kidding me? They're going to try and ravage all of you. Why would you? It's just,
Am, do you think it's a stupid plan too? You think it's stupid too?
Say again?
Do you think this is a stupid plan too?
It sounds like a dumb plan because for a couple of reasons. One, it's not going to be easy. We did see they were properly, I don't want to jump forward, they were properly prepared to bring one back. I will say that. But the whole thing is, why do you think Cersei cares? Like, so we're going to present this to Cersei, and now all of a sudden, oh, you know what? I'm less concerned about losing to Daenerys. That's all Cersei cares about. She doesn't care what condition the world is in as long as Daenerys loses and she wins. So I think Tyrion... I think Tyrion is lost in that still, and he feels... I think he thinks he knows his sister, and he really doesn't know her as well as he... Not in the condition that she's in right now. He doesn't understand where she is right now. So to bring a White Walker to King's Landing, she's going to be like... Because she'll simply be like, well, Qyburn will develop something for these White Walkers, but this isn't our problem. That's your problem. What's up with these dragon stuff? Like, she don't really care.
Well, but that's what annoyed me about Tyrion bringing that plan. What gave him the light bulb was Cersei has never thought about these things as real. If we show her that they're real, maybe she'll care. Why would she care?
Yeah.
She doesn't give a fuck about life unless she's the queen. Like, that's all she cares about.
That was half a plan.
I didn't think it was a stupid plan just because it was a callback to how they had to bring the how they brought the hand back to Mormont, and eventually somebody died north of the wall, and that person, awakened, and they had to fight him off, and that's how Mormont believed it and stuff like that. So I just took it as a clever callback to what they did earlier to show somebody. Again, I just want everybody to understand, nobody believes in this stuff. Like, literally doesn't believe in this. Like, it's not just it's not like some Neo shit where some people believe in Neo and some people don't. Like, nobody believes this stuff, and maybe some of them haven't heard this since they were kids. So grabbing
I'm with
one.
you, and I'll give you. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, but grabbing one is unrealistic. Like, we know they travel in gigantic hordes. It's not like you can find a straggler. Or one that left his keys.
You're not catching
the one that left his keys. Oh, I left my keys. Let me run back and get to my keys.
I think the oven's on. That's not happening.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Right.
So,
because even remember thinking, take away how they travel. Remember when the children of the forest were, in the cave and bringing Bran and Jojen and sister Mira.
Right.
And these fools were literally popping out of the ground. Like, there wasn't just one popping out. There were hella popping out of the ground. Like, they didn't just hang out by themselves.
The only way this plan works is what happened to actual Mira and Bran when they were running from them. And remember that some of them kept chasing them for days. Remember that they were still like 2 or 3 like close behind before Benjen came in. So that would be the best thing, is to maybe lead some off and eventually pick them off and then have
Benjen
one left.
come through.
You know, the byproduct is better than the means. The end is better than the means. You know, the reason, the people that they get together to do this is greater than the actual reason to go.
No, I will give you that, and I didn't want to jump forward onto that, but yeah, I will absolutely give you that.
Sorry, if I did it again.
I also wanted to just point out that the whole new plan is now smuggle Tyrion into King's Landing so that he can talk to Jaime, so that Jaime can plead Tyrion's case to Cersei, and then Jon and Jorah will go north to get a wife.
But that's wasn't the plan in the beginning, was it? When they made the plan, I thought the plan was about them smuggling Tyrion in to show her the White Walker. When they showed up at King's Landing later, I was like, why are they there now? This is crazy.
No, because Varys says in there, he's like,
what?
That was the plan, was to get Tyrion in there to talk to Jaime about the plan. Because remember, they did a cut, and then we found out a little later they offered the armistice. So that was like Tyrion to get there to make the offer for armistice. You know, as well as the plan.
Okay.
Right, but I think that the plan sort of shifted when Varys was like, this is all great and good, and you can get White Walker to Cersei, but her doing anything or caring is a different story. And Tyrion said, well, she won't listen to anyone but Jaime. So that's when it shifted to, okay, I'm going to go talk to Jaime. I got to get smuggled in because all them people want to kill me. Yeah.
But Ash, you weren't alone. You weren't alone. I had the exact same feeling. When I saw the boat pull up, I was like, well, you guys, it's too soon. You don't have a White Walker.
Yeah.
It wasn't just you. Don't worry about it. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. No, this doesn't make sense.
I also want to point out the moment that Dany was like, John, I didn't give you permission to leave. And he was like, with all due respect, I don't need your permission. I'm a king. Which he never said.
No, yep.
Which he never says.
Yeah.
And then he just moved into this whole, like, look, I came here, I trusted you, and I'm going to need you to do the same thing if we're going to be together.
Yes. Afro, you said it. Yes.
Yes, if we're going to be together, we got to trust each other.
I'm throwing up in my mouth.
She was like, listen, who's going to take care of the dog? Who's going to take care of these bills? You can't leave me with all this stuff. We got these kids now.
I'm so disappointed in y'all.
She was Yes, she was throwing everything at the wall for Wyatt. He could not leave.
I'm so disappointed in y'all. I just can't believe.
We're making a joke, Castro. Chill out.
I'm disturbed by it. Like, it disturbs me to think that this happens when they look at each other.
And nobody can understand why. We are watching a show that is literally built on incest. All of the Targaryens are products of incest. It only makes sense that they would be attracted to each other. Like, just keep that in mind.
Brother and sister, not aunt and nephew.
Incest
That's
is
just nasty.
Incest is incest.
Oh, so brother and sister is how you flow. You good with the brother and sister.
You know how shameful you just made that? Like, it is so much worse.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amber, for pointing that out. Yeah, it is so much worse that you have less of an issue with brother and sister than you do aunt and nephew. It is so much worse. And I do.
He dead-ass corrected you. He was like, just so you know, we are talking about siblings before, and that part is okay.
Versus a removal.
Totally fine.
Versus a removal. Oh my God. Yeah. Anyway, so in just saying that all of the Targaryens are products of incest, Jon is the only one who isn't.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right?
Right. But something occurred to me, too, with the last episode.
And then
one before this one. Yeah. So Cersei sleeps with not just Jamie. Who was it? Lancel? Who else was she related to?
Yeah. Yeah, that was her cousin.
Right.
That was her cousin. Casher didn't have no problem with that.
Right. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Going down this line here, she has a choice to sleep with anyone she wants. She consistently chooses someone she's related to.
It's what she's comfortable with.
It's
Let Cersei live her best incest whole life. There's nothing that we can do about it.
It's like she's on Tinder.
I mean, we're laughing, but I think that's honestly the truth.
Yes.
I think that she thinks her lineage is the best. Like, I don't think she thinks other people will understand her.
Right.
And I don't know. It's probably some other kinky shit involved in that.
There's definitely a weird, power thing that she has with sex. So whenever, we see her want to have sex after she's done something fucking awful.
Yeah.
And then she goes to this.
They're the closest. They're the easiest to reach.
They're the easiest to reach.
Come here. You
They're the
understand me. Terrible. That's terrible. All right, let's hop out of incest Tinder for a second. Sansa and Arya. Meeting. Okay, call Sansa. Okay. So I'm still getting used to just them being in the same place. To be quite honest.
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
just,
Me too.
I'm loving all that. And Arya pulling Sansa's coattails with that whole, if he doesn't come back, but isn't that kind of what you want, though? Like, you're saying it's not what you want, but isn't it really what you want? And seeing Sansa's reaction to that, I feel like that wedge is already starting to happen. Because this is that smart mouth little sister shit she's always hated. Always hated. Arya's always in my shit. We're at the feast and she's flicking food in my face while I'm trying to look pretty. Like, Arya's always been messing with her. Like, here you go again with your shit. I'm really curious to see exactly how it plays out. I'm not going to jump forward to the other scene, but Arya is so much more perceptive, and even though she doesn't say a lot and she's not, acting on all her suspicions, she's letting people know, like, I'm on you. I'm on you. I'm paying attention. I'm a full ninja now. Like, I'm paying attention to what's going on around me. It's so dope.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No one else. I want to say something, but I think it
leads.
I think it leads.
Well,
I think that there is this drama being created between the two of them that will be a payoff in the end of uniting, a unification against the common enemy. I think that's what's happening. I think that there's this sort of fake out. What are you doing? Well, what are you doing? Well, now there's this, little rift in their situation, which was never really close knit anyway. That will hopefully lead to some sort of major unification later, because really we know what it serves. We know what this thing is. So
it's about, now
I'm going forward, so I'm going to be quiet. Castro.
Well, I think there's going to be some Scooby-Doo moment between the two of them where we think it's going this obvious way that's going, and it goes the other way. That's what I think will be the payoff. All right.
Yeah.
But also, let's just say that Arya thinks that Sansa thinks, like, I hope Jon doesn't come back so I can stay in power.
So I can be the one, because I've always wanted to be a lady. Yeah.
And now that Arya is so cold, it comes out even harsher, because she's not even going to filter it. She's going to say it. All right. Okay. So
Davos, Tyrion, Jamie.
And Jamie. Yep.
First, I want to say the Onion Knight strikes again. In the prior scene, in the war room, when they said, "Well, we got to get you smuggled into King's Landing," everybody looked at Davos. right? You know what I'm saying? All the things.
God, it was beautiful.
So funny.
And I was like,
it was so beautiful.
Onion night strikes again, right? So they get there, and the first thing I want to say is, I love Bron. We love Bron. We all love you, Bron. Like, I'm thinking that they were going down there to spar or something like that. And the fact that it's Bron that leads them there, he looks at Tyrion, he walks off, because, you know, they got the connection. I love Bron. I think he's just one of the great characters of this show. I hope he doesn't unceremoniously get killed. I just love that. The meeting between Tyrion and Jaime was real tense, as it should be, because there wasn't really any time to flesh things out. Like, you saw Tyrion was going into his common spiel. Oh, Dad didn't love me for what I was. He loved me for what I wasn't, and la, 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 la. And Jaime's like, what the hell are you here for? You know what I'm saying? Like, Jaime was conflicted. He said
Jaime
he told
was
Bron.
heated. I've never seen Jaime that mad before.
Yeah.
Jaime was definitely heated.
He said it. He said, I was going to cut you in half. You know what I'm saying? And I like that Tyrion said he was going to execute me. And he knew I didn't do it. Like, I just felt like he needed to say that out loud, because I still feel like him killing Tywin, you know, there's more layers to it. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to that murder and stuff like that. And I think people don't acknowledge that, especially his brother and sister. And then that's where the scene cuts without him mentioning what they offer, which is armistice. Then we go to hashtag Gendry back. Right? He walks up on him. And
is this my part? I feel like this is my part.
Oh, did I do that?
That's Afro.
Yes, that is your part. Sorry.
God damn you, Castro.
No, I didn't. I thought it says Davos and Tyrion and Jaime. I'm sorry. That's what Davos was doing in that time. So, all right. No, but I thought it was
what were you going to say? Go on.
Well, I think it's just really great seeing these reunions again. Like, I get all these butterflies. I'm watching all of these weird new mix-ups, new mashups, but also seeing people running into each other for the first time in a long time, and seeing Jaime and Tyrion, even though it was a short scene, again, without one of them trying to kill each other. I thought that was really powerful. So, yeah.
So y'all saw I put in the notes, Jamaica was right. And I typed it out and said it out loud at the same time. Like, I wasn't going to put it in there, right? But then I was like, nope. Jamaica was right.
Right.
And then I spelled right wrong, so I had to go back and correct it. But
you needed a bunch of exclamation points after that, though. Like, you needed to be having more of a party.
So I did. I had them, and then I was like, let me just dial it back, because I'm already saying I'm right, so I don't have to.
Well, see, I'm all about the full committal. I'm full committing to my rightness.
So I have been fucking screaming this to the top of the lungs that anyone would hear. And I am so I didn't expect it to happen this episode. So when he got there, as soon as I saw the, like, metalsmithing happening, I was like, oh, this is it. This is Gendry. This is it. And lo and behold, it was fucking him. And Davos got jokes. He was like, oh, I didn't know if you'd still be paddling, huh?
Davos has been killing it this whole episode.
Davos has been killing it, right? He got mad jokes. And so he was like, nope, I'm just here arming the Lannisters, you know, fucking hating them. You were right. Hiding right under their nose was the best place to be. And then Davos says something like, safety is never permanent, or a permanent state of affairs, or something like that. I felt like that was like a moment we might, like, go back to later. And so Gendry was super ready. He was like, oh, you here to get me? Oh, I've been ready for this, so let me just grab myself. He walked out the door before Davos did. Davos was like following him out the door. I'm like, damn, you don't tell nobody you leaving the shift. Like, is this your shop? Is it somebody else's shop? Like, what is even going on here? He's like, yo, he's like, you might want to bring a sword. He's like, I don't really do that, but I got this big-ass fucking hammer thing, so I'm just going to take this and walk through the streets of King's Landing with it. Like, there's nothing going on. And roll out. And so I was really hyped when all of that happened, but I was real hyped that he was, like, super ready. Like, there was no resistance. There was no, like, oh, you know, I'm not sure. Last time I was with you, that red woman, like, you still rolling with her. There was none of that. It was just like, yeah, let's go. And then they walk down to the fucking boat. They about to roll out. And, like, my favorite shit, like, this episode should be called Dickon and Fermented Crab, you know?
Yes. I would like to submit,
what's in the boat, dog?
Can I submit?
Like, fermented crab? I'm like, nigga, what are you talking about? What is that even? And he fucking feeds them. He's like, yeah, have some. This shit is good. Might shit yourself soon, but it's good.
Can I submit?
So anyway, that leads into Tyrion coming down the steps, like fucking whistling, do, like, and there was nowhere else for Tyrion to go. Like he really had to just move in.
He was trying to find a little spot to hide. Yeah,
there was nowhere for him to go. And I thought about it. I was like, you should have ran back the other way or blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't. Like, it was nowhere for him to go without looking gone, you know? Like, why did dude just turn around all of a sudden? Or, like, you know?
He literally stopped and was like, uh-oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm just going to power through. And he did. He walked right past him, right to the boat.
Yeah.
No, that's not that little one that you're looking for. That's not me.
Right.
Oh, my God.
No, but I do think that Gendry fucking killed it, and he killed them. He was like, I didn't think I was going to have to use my fucking piece this soon. This is great. So he fucking handled that shit. But I think that those bodies are going to be found, and there's going to be, like, maybe something around that comes up later.
Maybe some problems, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
Can I
love
add
that
a
whole...
couple of...
Go ahead.
I just want to add to a couple of the things you already said. So when they were leaving, when Gendry and Davos got to the boat, I was like, are they just leaving Tyrion? Because it was like, hurry up and get in the boat. Let's get it going. Oh, shit, here come the gold cakes. What are we going to do? It seemed like...
I took that like they didn't want to look like they were waiting for someone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew he was going to come scurrying around. It was just bad.
Okay. I mean, I totally, like, my very first thought was like, so y'all just going to leave Tyrion now?
Right.
Did you guys forget? But you forgot you came with someone else?
Right.
And I also wanted to say that when Davos said that safety isn't a permanent state, to me that's so you should come. That to me seemed like an invitation. Like, don't stay here because safety don't really mean shit. You know, come with me. And Gendry was like, Can I come? Is you coming to get me? Here I come. Like you said, he walked out first. Like, did you know where the boat was, Gendry? What are you doing? Why don't you go out first?
How do you even know what's going on?
How do you know which? Yeah, do you know to go left or right or straight? How do you? What are you doing? I loved Gendry's Warhammer though, because that is a callback, and that's what his father used. I mean,
Big Pappy.
Robert Baratheon was like, I don't really fuck with those swords anymore. Give me the Warhammer. And I thought that was really dope that they gave him that. And then the immediate usage, I know that, you know, a bunch of people don't like that kind of gore. I was completely enthralled with what that hammer did to that face. I was like, Sam, you don't have no face. Like, it's gone. That's completely gone. And then I want to submit that if we're going to talk about the fermented crab, that's supposed to allow you that is the, you know, Viagra of their age.
Pokes a hole
through your chainmail. You better hurry up and get to a brothel. You don't poke a hole through your chainmail. So I submit right, Davos. So I submit that we named this episode Fermented Dickon. And we can move forward.
Fermented Dickon.
Love it.
That's a killer right there. Fermented Dickon. All in one. All right? Get yourself to a brothel. Yeah. I'm with it.
Okay, so, I think we can move on then.
Yeah, Cersei, Kyber, and Jaime. That's you, Castro.
Okay, so my big question. Cersei reveals that she knew about this meeting. Like, she knows all this stuff going on. So when Qyburn was in there, he was probably telling her. But also, to me, the bigger moment was, and what I wonder is this thought 101 when she tells him she's pregnant? Is she just doing that?
Is it thought 101?
101.
I'm raising my hand because I would like to answer.
Okay, I'm after Morgan.
I immediately said to Am, I don't think she's pregnant. Do you think she's pregnant? I don't think she's pregnant. This is manipulation. Because also, if she's pregnant, what does that mean for Euron? She's already promised herself. What would Euron say if all of a sudden you got a baby by your brother? Like, I guess maybe she wouldn't care, but also
he wouldn't care either.
No,
okay. You like it.
Yeah, Euron wouldn't care either. He'd be like,
yeah, you're right. But I also feel like we don't have enough time for a pregnancy. I just don't think there's time for you to have a baby. However, if she is actually pregnant, my hope and wish.
Choose your career, Cersei. Do the right thing.
My hope and wish is if she is pregnant, which I don't actually think she is, but if she is, I hope she has an imp.
She has a what?
And I hope she has a Tyrion. And I hope that imp kills her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
since she hated her brother so much.
I got a theory, big theory to it. But go ahead.
Oh.
Okay.
You just a real theory as if hers wasn't? My theory of her not being pregnant isn't a theory?
Oh, wow. Wow. Where are we?
Okay, so first of all, I read somewhere that they used the language that, by Cersei getting pregnant, and I felt like that was just so, as that insinuation to that thought shit. Like, no, people don't just get pregnant. She, on her own got pregnant, you know what I'm saying?
All of a sudden,
so that was my first thought, right. Second of all, when she was like, we have to protect this, or whatever she was like, she pointed. I thought to her pussy. I thought she was like, because this shit right here.
This shit right here? No, nigga, this shit right here.
And I was like, oh, well, excuse me, Cersei.
We got that lion blood.
Yeah, we got that not that ill. Like, I thought she was going there, and I was like, oh, okay, she's not.
Oh, my goodness. We have gone at this.
So that's number two. Number three is I think that Cersei is only pregnant in order to die. I think she's going to die pregnant, and that is
not in birth.
I think she really is pregnant, but I think it's going to sensationalize the moment when she does die, because I think her death is
I mean, her time is, it's looming. And I think she knows that,
She's had so many lives, yo.
Yeah.
She can't keep, it just can't keep going, so.
Okay, so your theory, she will die pregnant, and my alternate theory is I hope she dies giving birth. Castro.
Right.
Okay.
Give it to
I will harken back to Maggie the Frog and the prophecy that Cersei heard when she was a youngin'.
Yes.
And now Maggie did say you will have 3 children, they will all die. Right?
Mm-hmm.
This is but she said what will happen is somebody will come and usurp you, and they'll be much younger and beautiful. I think that could maybe be alluding to this child. Maybe it's the child, and it wasn't Marjorie. It wasn't
But
Sansa.
She had 3 children already.
Right.
That's about the usurper.
But she also treated Sansa a certain way. She treated Marjorie a certain way when she thought that was the person in the prophecy that was coming to usurp her. And they were younger and more beautiful, when actually it might be her actual child. And not just, I'm saying numerous ways. It could be childbirth. It could be, mainly childbirth, but some other way maybe. And this will be
they're going to kill her.
In this child. Yeah. It's just child. Now, Morgan, I didn't think of it the way you said it, but I have to think of it now. We don't have time to see whatever this child is come to fruition. And then I think now that bleeds into our theory that it'll just sensationalize her birth, her actually being pregnant when she dies. Not necessarily from childbirth, but she's pregnant. Just like when Talisa caught the knife in the Red Wedding. That's the first thing I thought about was, oh my God, she's pregnant. You know what I'm
pregnant.
saying? And that's where your brain goes to. So a lot of little tiny threads and callbacks to how Talisa died, like we said, and how a lot of the women that we follow, their children are on this planet because they killed their mother in childbirth. Jon, Tyrion, and Daenerys. That's another thing that ties all three of them together. So, you know, let's see.
Ron.
Okay, yeah, when she said that, I thought he was going to look out the window and Bron was strung up. Like when she said that about Bron, like that he deserved punishment. I thought they were going to pan over and he's already strung up outside with gold plates and shit. And then, you know, but I thought what was more interesting when she leaned into him and said, "Don't ever betray me again." And that's one of those lines that's going to hover. And when he does again, she's going to, you know, do something to him and say, "I told you not to betray me again." Like that can justify her killing him in cold blood. But I think it'll be the other way around. But that line wasn't just,
him realizing that he has to kill her. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. That line is going to hang in the air. Her saying, "Don't betray me again," because he had a look on his face. You know, like I think
crazy.
I think he's dancing that line. I mean, they haven't made it to me. I think they haven't made it clear that either one of them, her or Daenerys, are acting like the Mad King. Like the Mad King, this is in the books do a great job of describing this. His hair was all matted. His fingernails were long and wiry. Like he was a total recluse. He, you know, obviously smelled a certain way. Dany hasn't acted mad, and Cersei isn't like burning people in the throne room. But it seems like everybody's kind of on eggshells waiting for that to happen. Tyrion is waiting for Dany.
Definitely acted more Mad Queen than Dany.
Cersei literally had the entire septa or whatever it's called. She burned her entire city. The sept. Yeah, like no, she's been mad. That's happened.
Okay.
She may still take a shower and she may still get her hair cut, but
right.
The bitch is crazy as fuck.
I'll park that.
Yeah.
But definitely.
It's interesting that she's been rocking this short cut because her hair was cut short only because of the septum shit.
Right.
She's been rocking out with it since then, which is interesting to me as a side note. But let's go on.
Yes, as everybody else's hair has grown. Yeah, absolutely.
But the final thing is the whole scene had a sense of menace. Even though she was so optimistic in her stance, we'll defeat them, we'll take this on, we'll do that. And again, I also want to mention, she said, we'll handle this like how father would have handled it, like on some Red Wedding shit. We'll get close to you and we'll shuck tradition and cut your throat at the dinner table or whatever. All right.
Yeah.
So the other interesting thing I thought was when she told Jamie about the baby and then was basically like, the fuck you mean? Are people gonna know it's yours? I don't care. It's like, what did father say about opinions? And here we go with these animals again. A lion to a sheep and a cow to a dog. Like, nobody cares. You know? And I don't know what she actually said, but I was like,
when a cow walks
I gotta talk about it.
We're back to that cow and that dog, yo. Lion and sheep.
Yeah, that was so perfect.
When the cow walks backward.
That's a t-shirt. From the lion to the sheep, back to that cow and that dog. I'm telling you.
That damn cow. Somehow that cow keeps coming back.
Hey, how you doing?
So a lion is not concerned with the opinion of sheep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Morgan, for our viewers.
Or cows. Or
cows. They are not concerned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, so Catherine, keep going into Davos and Gendry.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, sorry. So, all right. So Davos tells Gendry, your name is Clovis. I love these names. So your name is Clovis, right? This is like, this is a West Indian's dream. Like, some of these names are uncles and godfathers and shit. Like, I'm hearing names, but, that's my uncle. So So your name is Clovis. We don't want all of this pressure on John. You know what else I love? Like, the show is complete. You hear all of the little clinks and the mining sounds that they had in the background, like, to make you think that they're really, like, going to click.
They're actually mining dragon glass.
Yeah, I thought that shit was hilarious. But so he walks in there, and the first thing he says, "Hey, my name is Gendry. I'm a Baratheon. I'm a bastard. I don't know what this Clovis shit is. This old guy here, he's spinning tails and shit." You know what I mean?
He literally did. He said, "I'm Gendry Baratheon, Robert Baratheon bastard." Like, he was like, "Hey, here's my entire identification.
Get it? We're both bastards.
You see how we're going to be friends?" We can relate already.
Right.
So, and then, is this when Davos says the great line that, what do I know? I've just lived to a ripe old age. Is this when he says that? The Davos? Did he say that line?
Yeah. I remember saying it.
That was Davos is great in this whole scene. So, like, they don't listen. But also it was and I tweeted this. I thought it was a great callback to when they were standing there and talking about their fathers, or who they think their fathers are. It's just a callback to Robert and Ned. Maybe even in their younger days, definitely in their older days, like them just looking across at each other and saying that they grew up. John saying he grew up on stories about their adventures and stuff like that. And I thought I liked the nice line. He said, John said, "You're thinner," and he said, "You're much shorter." And so the king of the North didn't like all of that. And then he says, "Yeah, I want." Oh, he did it. He's like, "Oh." Then he softened up, and he's like, "I want to come and help." And he has his war hammer, and that's it. He's recruited.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
And Davos
was
like, certainly not supposed to play out like this, but
happy it worked out.
Yeah, right.
Or he's just going to save his Clovis storyline for a whole nother smuggling.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, well, it means I can use this Clovis shit
Clovis again.
for a little later. I can use Clovis again. All right.
Save that. Hold on to that.
Again, the Onion Knight strikes again. Like, he's definitely one of the great guys.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got Jorah and Tyrion?
So as Jorah and Jon are getting ready to depart, right? I believe that's, like, they got to Dragonstone, or wait.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah,
and now they're going to leave.
Which was also crazy again.
Oh, they got back. That's what it was. Yeah, no, keep going. Cause
Yeah, they made it back from King's Landing, and now they're about to go out again.
Yeah.
And
all these things are happening
which is why
in the same
I
day.
was so confused just now. Yeah. This is all same day. They're just getting dropped by drones because we all know no one else is on a dragon. So, so they're there, and this is the first time that Jorah and Tyrion see each other, and you are reminded that they spent so much time together in their exile, and the moment that they separated was basically Jorah got grayscale, right? And it was like hiding it from him, and then was like, all right, I gotta go. So Tyrion says, "I missed you," and I thought that was so cute. It really, really did. And then he had the coin that they got when they were leaving, and it was supposed to be like, and this is where you'll die now, right? Like, whatever. Anyway, he gives him the coin. And he's
the coin, they gave him the coin and said, this will last you for the rest of your life. It's just supposed to be like,
there we go. Yes, it's totally the same thing as this is where you die. Yep. I got that wrong. Thank you, Castro. So gives him the coin, and he's like, bring it back, which is great. And then Dany saying bye to Jorah and Jon was interesting. I mean, I don't know. These guys are focused, man. Those are warriors. They're just like, hey, man, we got to get on the boat. We got to go. We got to get out of
here. Yeah, we got to make it there tonight because we've been everywhere else in the same day. So if we can.
And nobody's taking a nap, so I'm confused.
Also, where's Theon?
Who cares?
I mean, he's there. While all this is going on, where's
Oh,
Theon?
yeah, he is there. You're right.
Oh,
he's at Dragonstone.
I totally forgot.
He's at Dragonstone. So you're just not gonna. What's happening?
We just don't have to talk about it. He's taking a nap. He's taking the naps for everybody.
First of all, ain't nobody got time for Theon. The people who you do see are making moves.
Exactly.
Shit. And Theon's not there yet. He's healing.
Yeah, no, that's totally what it is. Theon's taking everybody else's naps for them.
Seeing the therapist.
Yeah,
you're right. He's got to chill. He's got to chill. All right, so we got.
We know he's somewhere shivering.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh,
Castor,
Sam and Gilly.
Sam and Gilly.
All right. So, one thing I don't want everybody to forget is we know Gilly has like a didactic memory. She remembers everything. She said that like a couple of seasons back. She remembers everything. So all of this stuff that she's reading.
I certainly forgot that.
She has that type of memory. She has a way of remembering things. She mentioned it one time. So all of this stuff she's reading, she's going to remember, which is key because, as any woman can attest, they've had this moment where the male, whether it's a man, a friend, or whatever, when they're saying something of very increased importance, and he is just not listening to the point where you have to ask him, "You hear what I just said?" And he goes, some men that are confident in their sexuality, they say, "No, I didn't hear what you just said." Most men say, yeah, So,
hold on, what?
I know that was deep, girl. Like sexuality, whoa.
What they have to do with it? Okay.
No, it just mean like if you're willing to face the wrath like a man should.
Oh, I
anyway.
See. Okay.
All right. So then she reads that somebody named Rhaegar, which I don't know if that's racist, but
I think it's Rhaegar.
Rhaegar. That's Rhaegar.
It's Rhaegar.
Yeah.
I know.
It's Rhaegar.
I was being facetious. All right. So when she misspelled it, or she misread it, so that's why it didn't really it didn't like bring Sam out of his stupor. And this is also the scene right after he's frustrated with the Maesters not taking him seriously.
Right.
And she reads that, Lord have mercy, this is like the greatest Easter egg. How he got an annulment and got married again in a secret ceremony in Dorne with the Tower of Joy.
What?
Hello.
So he got annulled from Miss Martell and got married to Lyanna Stark, which makes, drum roll please, Jon is a legitimate heir over Daenerys for the actual throne because he's a full-blooded Targaryen because they were actually married.
He is no bastard.
He's no bastard,
now, mind you, we do need both parts of this puzzle. We need Bran to say he knows who his mother is, and we need Gilly, because, again, Sam didn't hear it. Maybe it will come back to
Sam
him.
was like, but anyway, what you talking about?
Right, but they it also was said, and Sam has these moments where he could say, oh, Gilly was saying something like Rhaegar got annulled and married all at the same time. I wonder if George R.R. Martin gave them that. I wonder if he really gave them that part, or if they just came to that logical conclusion to reveal it that way. I saw a lot of people disappointed that it was Gilly that came up with it. I liked it. I liked how they dropped that in there. I thought that was really great. And then, so again, he's just fed up. So he runs in the dark, which I think is a little weird, stealing books in the dark. I don't know. That's another podcast, man. How does he know what he's grabbing? He didn't have a candle or anything. Anyway,
he's been obsessing and spiriting away these books for quite some time now. He knows.
Sam has traveled in worse conditions. I will say that, but I thought it was a little bit light outside.
Yeah.
There was a glow.
Yeah, and there was some daylight. You're right. There was some effort. Yeah.
Okay. So he's fed up and he's like, "Let's roll. We out of here." I'm curious as to where he goes. Does he go to Winterfell, or
He's got to go back to the wall.
He might be going to the wall. I think he's going to the wall.
Because, the wall has been out of the story so far. Because the boy Dolorous Ed is there. And we haven't seen the wall since Bran came through.
No, they were just at the wall at the end of this episode, right?
Well, the Eastwatch wall, but not Castle Black wall is what I was saying. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Like,
right.
We haven't been back to Castle Black this whole season. Sorry.
Sorry, what?
I'm sorry. That was me thinking out loud, making sound. So he bounces, and that's about it.
But
did you mention the quote?
The quote.
Which quote?
Tired of reading about the achievements of better men.
Oh,
yes.
Yes. I'm tired of reading. Meaning he wants to be these men he's reading about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but Father Tarly, what's his name?
Grandmaster. It's like Archmaester. He's an Archmaester.
Grand Wizard Tarly.
Oh, no.
Yeah, edit that part out too, Ed. No. Mine gets edited, so does hers.
I mean, he was. Was he not the super racist one? I feel like
he was.
So Grand Wizard Tarly said that to him when he brought Gilly to the house, and he was being a whole dick to her. And then he was like, "What do you mean you're going to go to the Citadel so you can sit around and read about achievements of men that were greater than you?" Boom!
I totally missed that. Nice. All right, that's nice.
Yeah,
okay.
like as soon as he said it, I was like, "His dad." And he still doesn't know his dad is dead. Like
no, he bounces without the information. And I think, but that's why I'm wondering where he goes, because the longer he stays out there with Gilly, the more we're distracting from the main storyline. He needs to hook up with one of these factions so he can be in the middle of everything.
Yeah, I think he's going to the wall. He's going to where he thinks John is.
We're in the era of the bolt bust, so wherever he's going, he'll be there at the beginning of the next episode. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
He's there. He's there now.
He's there now.
He's waiting for us to catch up.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. He's out here. All right. Next we got Littlefinger and
Littlefinger.
Afra.
I call this a mask off. It's kind of like shit. Because I could not understand for the life of me why Arya thought she was being so slick, and why she wouldn't have just been she can be anybody. Why not do that now? Don't only do that when you're going to kill somebody. Do that when you're trying to spy. Do that when you're trying to figure some shit out. And I felt like she thought she was being slicker than she actually was. Also, with that first meeting, when she saw Littlefinger talking to that woman in a public private space, it was like, are y'all supposed to be hiding? Because
right.
Public private space. I love it.
What exactly are you trying to do?
Yeah. So then she breaks into his room, which was very believable for me that Arya can pick a lock. So boom, I'm cool with that. And she swept that room like a fucking G. There was a moment where she walked across the chimney with her finger up the top. She wasn't even looking up there. She was just like,
Yeah.
That shit was dope.
Yeah.
And then she pulls out the scroll. She finally finds the scroll in the mattress, which was also like, I guess someone would hide it there, but I don't know if people was hiding things in mattresses then. I don't even know if they had mattresses then. I don't know what time period they're in, so I can't call it, right? So she pulls that out, and then I'm feeling like this was a scroll. So I read somewhere that this was a scroll that Sansa sent to Rob.
Yes, ma'am.
To Rob Stark.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes,
ma'am. That Cersei made her write in duress.
That Sansa was forced to write.
That Cersei made her
yes,
write.
Ma'am.
Okay, got you. Because the language of it just didn't seem very Sansa to me, and that was very weird. But okay, so she finds that scroll. So I think she's gonna use that to kind of try and pit this space between Littlefinger and Sansa, but it's really gonna put more space between Arya and Sansa. And then at the end, you see that Littlefinger has peeped the whole shit, and it all went down the way he wanted it to do, which is why he said, you know, Lady Sansa thanks you, or Lady Stark thanks you when the dude brought the scroll over.
Right. Right.
So I think that the entire reason that that's happening is for Littlefinger to divide the two of them. So he set Arya up from the jump there, and I don't know for sure if that meeting with the woman in the public private place, I don't know for sure that was a part of it, but I think it was.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because Arya's, you know, thinking she's being super slick. Littlefinger is actually 7 steps ahead, unfortunately, and sets it up so that he looks like he's being extra shady, like she thinks he is. Leads her by the nose into his room to get that. She reads that, and it's going to look like Sansa betrayed the family, not just that, you know. And so then that's going to cause a bigger rift, and that leaves the opening for Littlefinger to still have his voice be the closest to Sansa.
Right. Because Sansa and Arya still haven't had a breakdown of what happened. None of them have had a breakdown of what they've actually been through. And so that's the part that's still open. And you get reminded that Sansa, although she appears to be this super mature person, she's still a child at the end of the day. And it's not unfathomable that Littlefinger would be ahead of her, because he's ahead of most adults. Like, you know what I mean? So you get reminded of that too, which is cool.
Right.
You get reminded that Littlefinger is still a G. Like, we thought he was on the sidelines most of this season. He's on. The only thing of significance is bringing the veil around and still keeping his swarmy, slimy fingers in Sansa. But to see that he orchestrated, but to see him orchestrate this, I mean, like I thought it was cool.
I've never thought that Littlefinger was just chilling.
Okay, no, that was mainly me then. I thought, you know, I knew he was up to his things then, but like this is an illustration of that. And like even still, like Arya, it was cool she picked the lock, but she was real clunky with it. It was a lot of noise.
Yeah,
she didn't really wait.
It was loud.
He was clear. Like she was just kind of in there. Like I thought he was gonna come back in there and they was gonna have a conversation, one of those awkward conversations and shit. But when she finds the scroll, it's gonna immediately pit her against Sansa because she already started with that. Like you didn't defend Jon vehemently. You know what I'm saying? You were just kind of being lax with it. So now she's gonna be like, "Yo, you wrote this to Rob? Yo, what's wrong with you?" About father, like that's where she's at because she's with cold hard truths now. Being an assassin, she's not gonna know about the nuances of I was coerced, that I was under duress and all that. She's gonna look at you wrote this to Rob in the middle of war. Like what's wrong with you and stuff. And again, Littlefinger's gonna swoop right in.
There's a car driving past me right now.
It's no problem. Littlefinger's gonna swoop in and keep with this division and also create chaos at Winterfell because that's when he is his masterful dancing self. That's when the dance floor is his, when there's all types of ill shit going on.
Yeah, I totally agree with you that she definitely is slipping. She's slipping hard because had she been anywhere else outside of Winterfell, she would have did that under a disguise. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then also,
wait. And you got to kill somebody to take their faith. They said it a number of times. You got to. She would have to kill.
Wait, but okay.
Just saying that. Like, I'm just saying, killing somebody in Winterfell that doesn't deserve it just to take a faith. That's all.
I mean, she could have killed one of the guards that was coming at her all crazy.
Yeah, I mean, But then put on top of that, like you said, the way she was even like they made a point that the way she was picking that lock, that was loud and clumsy. Like she's just not she's just not on her square. She's home, she's comfortable. She's feeling like, she doesn't have to be her full assassin self right now. And she's slipping because, like everyone already pointed out, this is Littlefinger you're up against. This is the dude that has been a part of every single plot since the beginning of this show, period.
Yeah.
He's always been running the game on everybody. You just learned how to run game over the last 2 or 3 years. You're brand new to this, just like Bran is new to being Three-Eyed Raven, and Sansa is new to being, a lady. Like y'all are all kids at this. Y'all still fresh out. You can't play these games with Littlefinger. You really can't. And to see him peek around the corner at the end, I was just like, damn. This son of a
yeah.
bitch.
So I didn't think about this until now, and so maybe I'm turning into Castro. But thinking of how clunky and how silly that she was about all of that. Is it at all possible that she too was like, I know you there?
I think that's a possibility.
I think it's possible. The only thing that would like completely quell that for me is how she reacts with the scroll. If she went to Sansa with the scroll and was like, you know, no big deal, look what I found, Littlefinger trying to fuck with us, then maybe, you know, she actually was a step ahead.
That's what I was alluding to, Morgan. We must be parallel in agreement and stuff. When I said that it's going to seem like this. It's going to seem like they're driving this wedge between them, and it's going to be a Scooby-Doo moment. Aha! But we really talked about it, and we really are plotting against you and saying a trap for you. Right. I would hope it turns into that. Otherwise,
that would be so ill.
Otherwise, Littlefinger is undefeated.
Yeah. Just the way, it didn't hit me until just now. So, Castro, hats off to you for thinking about that before then. But she was clunky. She was not Arya. And I don't think that's really speaks to being comfortable at home. You know, like, I don't know. That was different. That was a different person. So I think it's possible that they were both leading each other around by the nose. And I think that's possible.
I want that to be it.
To see how, me too. Because I was upset last night. Like, what the fuck are you doing? and I don't ever want Littlefinger to keep winning. You know, like somehow he keeps having the full leg up on people. It's not just like halfway. It's like the full leg. He has it, and I'm tired of seeing him get those huge wins. But anyway.
All right, so we got everyone at the wall now at Eastwatch.
I'm sorry, real quick. She said Littlefinger is winning. The last thing I want to say is, what if Littlefinger is the winner of all of this?
Then I'm going to hate
2 episodes ago.
Come on now, listen.
That's what I said 2 episodes ago.
No one is here for
you
that.
You did.
No one is. I will. You burn every copy of the DVD. We cannot. It can't end that way. He
can't end that way.
This whole thing. He started this shit. He could be.
We're not doing that.
Sitting on something. No. Like he's gonna pull a dead body off of that throne and sit right down and smirk with his nasty, slimy, swarmy ass. Yep. Oh man.
Here's my letter of resignation to this podcast. Can we please move on?
All right. So we cut to Tormund having a conversation with Jon there. Listen.
Wait. Go.
Every time Tormund hits the screen, I'm loving it for so many different reasons. He's either talking reckless to other wildlings, he's talking reckless to the men of the North, or he is looking at Brienne saying some more ill shit. Like, my guy, running down the list, and the big woman. So that line was really funny. After I started going through Twitter, looking at your live tweets and looking at the rest of the Twitter activity around the episode, and somebody was like, Tormund knows good and well what her name is. He gonna sit here and act like he cares, but he don't really care. Like, you said what?
Right.
The big girl, what her name is? Is she? What's up? Did she mention me? Is she coming?
Is she around?
Is she around? Like, is she gonna come here before we leave? Like,
I love how Tormund breaks everything down to the simplest compound. He says, how many queens? 2. So the one with the dragons or one that fucks her brother? Right. That's what this whole thing is about. The one with the dragons or the one that fucks her brother? Like, that's all I know. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I got.
Like, true.
Those are the identifiers.
He just breaks it all the way down. I love it.
That was beautiful. And then for him to form basically like a fellowship of the ring. This is, to have all these people coming from these different opposing elements and be going at each other, but be like, hey, listen. And I said it right before John did. We're all on the same team because we're alive. Let's cut all this dumb shit. Let's just chill. Let's just chill the fuck out. But to have Tormund and to have the Hound, you know, we're going to get nothing but comedy with these two on screen going to the next episode. Come on, the Hound tongue too slick. He gonna have some jokes, man. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next episode, just based on everyone, you know, coming together. I am hoping that we didn't get Jorah back just for him to die, though.
All right, wait. I wanted to do that. I want to ask everybody. There's seven. How many survive? I say only 2. I think 5 are gone.
I think we lose 2, but I think we lose 5.
1 or 2. I think we lose 1 or 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Afro got nothing?
Yeah, well, okay. Who's the dude that stay drunk because he got to stay drunk? What's his name?
Thoros of Myr. That's
he can
the guy to resurrect. Yeah. But he actually does the resurrecting.
That they were all walking out, and he was like, let me sip on this wine.
Real quick. Let me finish this real quick. They ain't got no roadies.
Also, he was very antisocial when he didn't have wine. You know, he was sitting in the shadows, and Jorah recognized Thoros, which I thought was ill. Jorah's the one that recognized Thoros from, you know, all their time in Essos and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't figured out
I don't know. I do agree that someone's going to die. I don't know who. The Hound, again, we on these cat lives, so the Hound has made it through a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if it was him. And I saw, okay, I'm going to ahead. I don't want to do that, so let's just finish.
Okay, so it's just I haven't decided if we call them the Suicide Squad or if they are the Avengers or Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know which group this is, but they decided to, how many? There's 7 of them, right?
7 of them, yeah.
Yeah,
7 incredible either warriors, fighters, or magic dudes. Like,
right.
They have action together, but they're gonna lose some of those people. But that last scene of them going out was it was an incredible scene. But the whole time I'm thinking, you suicide. This is the Suicide Squad.
This is a dumb idea, right?
You do understand the potential is for all of you to die. Like, it's actually
walking into that blinding whiteness. Like, you couldn't even see once they open the gate. Like, you know, like, I mean, I know eventually going to walk into the army of the dead, but goddamn, I can't. They could be right in front of me. Like when they first started walking out. So like,
yeah,
wild. That was powerful.
So,
that was powerful.
It was really powerful. So that's the end. We can move to predictions and feelings.
Yeah, so
questions?
Again, predictions. I definitely feel like we're going to lose maybe 2 of these guys. I can't see us losing a bunch of them. Looking at the trailer for the next episode, like everything we thought was a bad idea about this plan obviously plays out because we're watching them running and then we're watching the whites basically overtake them. Like, it was just a dumb plan. It was a dumb plan that was strategized by someone who isn't there. No. This was Tyrion's idea.
The Tyrion thing. Well, wait. There's also a whole bunch of red shirts with them. There was these wildlings dragging something right behind them.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So there's some people that could get murked. They're not our main guys. So they would, probably maybe a contraption they have to catch the thing, like a sled with a cage on it or something like that.
Which basically equates something heavy that they now have to drag back. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great idea, fellas. Again, excellent. Some of you are going to die because of this foolishness. That's the only prediction I
saw in the previews that there was a fucking flaming knife. Did you guys see that?
That's very good.
And I am excited as fuck about that. Also, I think that they're going to argue for most of the trip.
Remember,
So that's gonna be it.
remember he pulled that out on the Hound. He pulled that out on the Hound before.
He sure did.
But the difference is when he did with the Hound, he ran his hand up it with his blood and then ignited the blood. This one looks like he pulls that shit up and it just lights the fuck up like
and it
it's
ignited.
And then you know, so but I also saw them in the preview. Let's just jump to it. They're on like a rock and they're surrounded by these things. So like I don't know, you run on their faces or something. I don't know. I mean I don't know. Maybe the Eagles pop up and swoop them out of there.
It's ridiculous.
I never, you know what it is? I never, because so many people are coming down hard from reviews about how stupid the plan is, and I just took it as a callback. So, you know, it'll just turn into a great episode.
Well, listen, what's going to happen is they've dug themselves into a deep hole to convince us this is a good plan. So whatever happens in this next episode, for it to be successful, for them to get a white and take it back down to King's Landing, because we know, again, this is all going to happen in one episode. Everything moves really fast. This has got to be some great writing, because going into it, this is definitely a suicide mission. It makes absolutely no sense. They move as a horde. You're not going to like the southeastern location where the whites hang out. No, where you're going, you know the Night King is there. You know he's there. So if you're not ready, like, what are we doing right now? What's happening?
Are y'all bothered that John has to lead this expedition? Like they couldn't just have 7 guys.
No,
I feel like it's only right.
No, I feel like John wouldn't have it any other way. Mm-hmm. Number one.
But just strategically, number two, the king, you know, like.
No, I hear you, but he's also the only one who has killed one, right? Out of all of them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Sam,
so,
and him and Sam.
I mean, he is the one who convinced everyone that they need to go do this. I can't imagine him then being like, all right, so let me know how it goes, and I'll be here.
Right.
And then anybody would then actually do it. You know, like, I feel like there was no way.
Now,
and I feel you, Rob. You're the king, and you can't just be going out doing this shit. I feel you, but that's the way that John is. There's no way. There's no way that those people will follow.
Is the Brotherhood only involved? Is the Brotherhood only involved because of because of the Hound's vision? Is that, you know? And then they listen to what the Lord of Light says.
They said they have their own reasoning based on the Lord of Light. You know, they were going that way anyway. They did say that when they were in the cell all talking.
Yeah.
Now,
real
quick. When they first started devising this plan of going to get the white, and they were still in the war room, and again, I'm not thinking about how fast the show's been moving. I'm just thinking about how fast this needs to happen. You need to get a white. You need to be able to just steal a white out of the pack and run it to King's Landing. Was I the only one that was like, maybe John should just fly a dragon? You're cool with Drogon. What's happening here?
It's too early.
Yeah, I know it was too early. I was like, that would
never ever even.
Dragon already, it would be like, why even watch anymore?
No.
It's
never
really
ever did I think about that. Yeah.
It's too early.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. It's just, we got to stretch this out. I'm not going to say the number of episodes I have, but it's a little too early.
You.
You're welcome. So I saw online some people were down on this episode. I thought this was amazing. Like, if you've been with this series since the first season, this is like another top episode for you. From the Easter eggs that were dropped from go more.
No, I was gonna absolutely agree with you. I think that anybody that thinks this was a lame episode wasn't paying attention. They were looking for more dragon fire or, you know, some sort of battle. Any casual watcher, I couldn't give a fuck what they think. But someone who was watching this and has been watching this, if you think it was lame, you didn't pay attention and you didn't catch it all. There was so much that this episode gave us. Just R plus L equals J alone should have been enough for everyone to be like, holy shit, it's real. You know, especially that.
But
I mean,
for me,
and the fact that he touched the dragon, too much happened for anybody to be.
That's what I was gonna say. It doesn't seem like they're leaning on the same Easter egg though. Episode, it's like they keep retelling us the same thing. We got it, guys. He's a Targaryen. They keep telling us the same thing.
Clearly, there are plenty of people that don't.
Right. And if you're not a book reader, you weren't thinking about this season 1, 2, and 3. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just talking about in this season, they've given it to us over and over and over. Like this is the third time. This is the third.
But again, if you're not if you don't know the whole Rhaegar connection, you think Gilly's just reading. Like it's still coming off as they're being slick. They're being slick. It's good. It's a good slickness going on. You know what I mean?
All right.
I'll give you this, Am. Yes, they have if you're saying they're hitting us over the head with it, they are in different ways, but they're giving it to us in all of the ways that it should have been revealed. You know, like.
Okay, right.
Giving us the parents and giving us that question in the first place, all of this stuff is happening. We came to the conclusion a long time ago. So it feels like they're hitting us over the head with it and there's too many Easter eggs. But not everybody else was like, oh, definitely that's it, especially show watchers that don't pay any attention to any of the rest of the stuff. Like,
what season was
if people
it?
are just watching this show and then they don't debrief it with people like we do, there's a lot that you miss, and they've got to rewatch all of that because they haven't really grasped it all.
So what season was it that Bran had the vision where he saw Jon's birth? Was that just last season or the season before?
No, that was
the season before.
Okay,
it's when Bron came back after being gone for a year, and he was dancing with the three-eyed raven before the Night's King found him and killed him.
Okay, so for me, it's like that we had theories. We did have theories up until that point. So that's, like you said, people discussing the episode and going online. For me, that was the confirmation. Oh, okay. So he's a Targaryen. So I feel like they're giving us Easter eggs moving forward, but they're not really giving us anything new. You know, it's like it's more of a completion of the same Easter egg. It's like they keep repainting the Easter egg and presenting it to us again. Oh, he's a Targaryen. Oh, look, he's interacting with Drogon. He's a Targaryen.
But I do have to.
He's a Targaryen.
Let me interject, and this was not confirmed in the book.
2 seasons ago.
No, but this wasn't confirmed.
It doesn't
in the
matter.
books yet.
This is what I'm saying, though. This is what I'm saying.
So I'm just saying, this is new territory.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Right. Take the book out of it. Completely disregard the book.
Okay.
They confirmed it. They confirmed it in Bran's vision 2 seasons ago. The book doesn't matter. They let us know who Jon was 2 seasons ago. They're still telling us who Jon is.
Because they didn't.
But again, the people in the realm don't know this. So it has to be. We're still the audience from the outside. Are you dropping dishes?
That was hilarious.
I was trying to be so slick.
Right, and that's exactly why you dropped it.
Yes,
trying to be slick.
You are Arya now. You are Arya now.
Working around with that damn lie.
Yo, I was legit tiptoeing and everything. Like I was holding my breath.
Oh my God!
All right, y'all. The recording is like 2:40.
Yeah, I think we're done. We're done.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I was right.
I was
right. He was right.
About Gendry?
Yeah.
About Gendry?
Everything.
Right. Okay.
Gendry was
everything. Jimmy's always right about everything.
One more prediction for next episode. And I think you mentioned it earlier, Castro. One more prediction for next episode. Benton. All right.
Oh, man.
All right.
That was
Uncle Benjamin.
Why was I at the edge of my seat? But no.
Uncle Benjamin.
Okay.
Yeah.
If
maybe they'll bring back Benjamin. You think they'll bring back Benjamin? That'll be the one that they grab?
But I mean, what are you going to do? Ride through a horde with a horse?
It would. Like, we need one White Walker. But he's going to be too cool. They need like a fucking...
Give me a second.
No. Benjen
Can I say something real quick?
He can't, yes.
He doesn't have to cross it. He can walk around it.
Oh, my goodness.
On the playback, friends, please listen for me saying, when Benjen then swoops in and gets a White Walker. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. But also, Afro, that would have been the better plan. Let's just go get Benjen.
But he doesn't know that Benjen is a White Walker.
No. Benjen bumped into Bran.
Bran knows
Bran knows
that.
But wait,
right.
Remember
but
Bran.
Either way, I still think Benjen is too chill of a White Walker. They need a White Walker that's like, like, I got my claws out.
You're right.
You know? They need like
Benjen would be down there,
a scary White Walker.
down there talking to her. He'd be like, yes. Yeah,
right, exactly.
I'm half White Walker.
Oh, and that's definitely not the way that I meant it. So I take everything I said back.
Wait.
That's not how I meant. That's not how I meant Benjen to come back.
But not John acting surprised. I think when he said Bran is still alive, he meant in general, because remember, Sam let Bran through the wall, and then Sam went back and told John that Bran was still alive. So John knew Bran, had hopes that Bran's been alive this whole time, but I guess all this time has passed. Maybe he just thought he was dead.
No.
All right, that's it.
All right.
Alas, a podcast has no name. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, y'all.